Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. We are streaming now, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay, guys, and the viewers, of whom there might not be that many right now. This is our very first session of the new Dungeons and Dragons campaign that I will be running with you guys. Should we take some kind of presentation round before we start?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll start. I'm Toby.
Hi, Toby.
I basically run this channel.
Yeah. Good. Thank you.
We bribed
Thanks for
him.
shaming me in public. And David, I guess.
What?
Anyway, next person.
Hi, I'm Linda. Guest.
Yep. Linda, Toby.
One of you.
Daniel, guest.
You're not guests, you're players now.
Yeah, guest player.
No, you're a player.
He's a play guest.
You're
Plague.
playing as a guest, I guess.
Yes, he's a plague. Yes.
Check.
Now we're
Swamp
getting
dude
somewhere.
it is.
All of y'all are players, unless you decide to drop out of the podcast, in which case I will find you and I will kill you.
Don't hate the player, play the game.
Don't hate the players playing the game.
Yes.
Okay, and finally we have
David,
David.
regular on Swede Fighters and first time here.
Indeed.
Yes.
Welcome to the podcast side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is a session 0, which we never really had with Death Watch. We just made characters and started playing, and we all know how that turned out. So,
Wonderful.
actually very good, surprisingly. I guess it's just because we have such great players. Today, however, we will be starting from ground zero.
Okay.
We're playing in a made-up setting, not Faerun, the basic Dungeons and Dragons setting, which many of you are familiar with, the one with Elminster and Drist and
Stuff like that.
stuff like that, pretty much.
Are we
Instead,
supposed to know this?
no, but this is the
I'm with
basic
Toby.
Dungeons and Dragons
Okay.
world. If you played Baldur's Gate, then you, or Neverwinter Nights,
I played them, but I didn't do so for long because they were boring.
that's like your opinion, dude.
Yes,
And you're
it's
entitled to your opinion.
Exactly my opinion.
Little secret, I wasn't a huge fan of those games either. I've never finished one, but apparently Baldur's Gate 2 is excellent. Planescape is set in sort of the same world, but
Forgotten
it's
Realms.
Forgotten Realms, exactly. So this is not Forgotten Realms. This is a whole new world that we will be creating sort of together in this session as we go through the process of character creation. And well, we have at least one person here who I don't think has played Dungeons and Dragons. David, how much role-playing experience do you have?
Kind of 0, because the only times I've tried... Oh, right.
Yeah.
You wanna
No. Just, yeah,
mess with more
Interrupt.
things?
Interrupt.
Continue, David. Kind of 0.
Yeah, I played a little bit in, what was it? 5th grade?
5th grade. Oof.
Something like that.
Yeah. What did you play? Do you
I don't even remember.
All right.
So-
Well, then we're going to be popping a role-playing cherry here, I guess.
Yeah, you wish.
No. Don't take that out of context.
Do.
The rest of you three, you've played some Dungeons and Dragons, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes.
I even played in one of your campaigns.
Interesting. And how did that go?
I tried to kill the dwarf, which was another player.
Yeah. Well, that's the kind of games I run.
Everyone else tried to stop me.
Also the kind of games I run.
Yes.
That was also the campaign where Johan's Dragonborn was killed, right?
Maybe.
In my defense, we were playing the first adventure, the actually, boxed adventure, pre-made one. So they just made it really dangerous, I guess.
Probably.
Yeah. Linda, have you tried 5th edition before?
No, we tried a bit just when it got released, but we haven't really played it.
Okay. What version did you play last of Dungeons and Dragons?
4th edition.
4th edition, the MMORPG version,
Yeah.
where
Right.
everyone had superpowers.
Oh, right. Never mind.
That was when they actually... It's always been a concept of having a tank and a DPS and a healer, but they kind of just went outright and said it. You need a healer, you need a tank, you need 2 DPS controller, so that stuff. It's a good introduction to the system, though.
It is a lot simpler than
It is.
3.5.
3.5, or Pathfinder, as it's now called.
Pathfinder is better
It's true.
than 4.
Again, opinions. Not that you're wrong. Daniel, how much D&D have you been playing?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
For how long?
He's got the shirt, damn it.
Yeah, I bought the shirt last week just to get it. Yeah,
Show it off. Dungeons and Dragons.
yeah,
You bought the shirt just for this?
yeah.
Awesome. You're dedicated, man.
I wanted to show dedication. Yeah.
That's great.
No, I started playing the second or first edition in sometime in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Then lots of years when I didn't play it, and then something with you guys came up, a third edition, a 3.5, then fourth, and I skipped it altogether.
Okay, so let's get started. We're all excited to get our characters created, right? You got your character sheets set out.
Yeah.
David, we're probably not going to be rolling anything, but there's clear die and there's red die if you want to pick a set for you, lying over there by Linda.
And you have to use these for the rest of.
I guess there's the blue ones too if Linda doesn't want to use those. Daniel, you brought your own die, right?
Yeah.
Where are they?
Oh, they're blue. No.
Oh, they're black.
No, they're blue.
Oh, okay.
They're contradicting each other.
They're
Well, I
blue.
mean, you're not sitting next to each other, no problem.
Good.
Okay.
I'll bring my.
I have
next
no
time.
idea what to do with these. So.
Nothing,
Don't worry.
nothing. You don't need
You're
them,
not doing
actually.
anything with these right now.
No, they
Then-
are more for.
Just they're there to help you get into
Decoration.
They're art, okay?
Their art, yes, to play with while I'm
Sour.
talking.
Woo,
Okay,
look.
so the basic premise of this, and I told you this before, is that you're all working for this local small-time lord, right? He's a count.
Yeah.
He's Count Gaal. He's Richard Gaal. Gaal. Gaal.
Mm-hmm.
And Richard Gaal is the lord of the Oaken Isles, which is this small county sort of a bit away from the capital city, which we had not yet established a name for. And Richard Gaal runs a fairly tight community. His capital city is just named something I haven't thought about yet. We'll get to there. But essentially, his main export is stone, flint. What else? What else kind of street stone would you use?
Any kind.
Flint,
Essentially, granite, yeah, stuff like that. He exports that to the capital city for now because the capital city is expanding. So that's the main source of export for the county. Otherwise, it's mostly populated. It has about a couple of hundred living in the one town of the county. Just a couple of hundred, maybe 300 or 400. And then you have several big and small farms dotting the isles.
So it's a rural place to be, no roads really, no
There's some
law.
roads, yeah, they're dirt roads.
Alright.
For traveling in between towns.
Wide enough for a wagon or two?
Yeah, about.
Alright.
And a lot of places are off the map. Like a lot of people are living on like a little trodden path that you might not even get with a wagon to. So you'd have to have a horse or a donkey transporting it. The county is composed of several small and some larger islands. And the Oaken Isle is the capital island, as it were, which is where the lord lives in his castle. You also have the slightly bigger Ferry Isle, which is named that way because people had to go with a ferry to get to it. And it's mostly farming landscape with a quarry located slightly off the coastline. I don't know if you'd call it coast or the edge
Why
of
not?
the isle. And the quarry itself it has a little town built next to it called Stonehammer. And Stonehammer has its own quarry. Yes, this is the naming convention.
No, don't give it away.
Never mind. Stonehammer Quarry has been delivering stone to the capital city for years now. And I'm gonna tell you guys why I'm talking about this in a little bit. But let's go back to Oaken Isle, which is where you live currently. You're all in the employ. That's the right word for it. You're all employed by the Count, who's fairly old. He's been around for quite a few years. And he has a daughter about 25, 30 years old. Her name is Stella. And she is kind of a nerd. She likes to read books. She likes to study. She doesn't have any magical skills right now, but...
Right now. Somehow, it feels like I'm never forgetting these names.
No, you're never. It's surprisingly like it gets right into your brain, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels like I almost grew up there.
Before they exported stone to the city, Oaken Isles it still is kind of famous for having several small watch fortresses and keeps dotting the isles. In the older days, when this was actually a kingdom, you'd have the king of the Oaken Isles living on different isles on the time of the year.
Yeah.
Right now they're semi-abandoned because they don't really fill a purpose. There's not been any invasions going on for quite some time. But like I said, you're employees of Richard Gall, and that's why we're going to be doing classes a little bit differently. Because if you're a fighter, which is your typical sword wielding or axe or hammer wielding kind of fighting guy or girl, you would just be a fighter, right? But in this case, you'd be the captain of the guards, or perhaps you'd be a mercenary currently in the employ of Sir Gall, things like that. If you were to be a ranger, you would be the master of the hunt. You would be a person that the count is trusting. You've been in their employ for quite a while. How long is up to you? But you have a kind of you have an intimate relationship with his family. You know them. Some of you might have even seen Stella grow up. You might have been around for that long. How old you are is entirely up to you. There are no penalties in Dungeons & Dragons for being older. So if you want to be 50 years old or if you want to be 16, that's entirely up to you. If you want to be a childhood friend of Stella's, that's fine. If you want to have a kind of formal relationship, that's okay too. It's all up to you. But the thing that binds you together is that you're the trusted inner circle of Count Gall. With me so far?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. That's me setting up the tone a little bit for character creation. I'm sure some of you have some ideas of what you want to play. So let's go straight into the races, which is step 1, choosing a race.
Is that really step 1?
So there's a couple of races available in Dungeons & Dragons. You have your typical human and dwarf and halfling and elf, although I'm very restrictive on elves in this setting. I would like them to be like Lord of the Rings, kind of mysterious, kind of living far away from civilization.
Assholes.
You could say that, and you would not be entirely wrong. They have a higher than usual quota of assholes. So humans, dwarves, halflings, half-elf, totally okay. Half-orc, also totally okay. Then there's races like gnomes and... what was the other one? Gnomes, halflings. Oh yeah. So gnomes is okay. Not a huge fan of those, but whatever, it works. You have the slightly rarer races of Dragonborn and Tieflings. And since we're playing a custom setting of our own, we can sort of decide what their deal is, either here right now or later on. Tieflings are said to have, in the original setting, to be descendants of demons and humans mating, and therefore they're half demons, or more likely have a certain percentage of demon blood in their veins. In this setting, by the way, there's a difference between demons and devils. Devils are lawful. They're like the, Faust kind of devil that makes a deal with you, but if you're not careful, the deal will backfire on you. He always gets what he wants, and the demon is more unreliable, more chaotic, as it were. Dragonborns are not Vikings who can shout, although you would think so. They are not from Skyrim. Dragonborns are half dragons. So they're essentially kind of big and brutish, dragon-looking people, born from eggs, I do believe. And their origin has changed. Initially, there was some kind of weird unbirthing ritual where you went into an egg and got reborn into a half-dragon. They kind of dropped that in later editions.
What?
Could you be born out of a chicken coop if you're a Dragonborn?
Chickenborn, yeah.
Yeah.
They are technically dinosaurs, so I don't see.
I know. A farmer found an egg, like, oh my god, this is a big egg. Here, chicken coop.
Yeah, I think they are actually a race living together. So it's not like they find an egg in the woods and poof, there you go, a Dragonborn. But that
could happen.
It could happen.
Sure, there is magic in this world.
That's true. But Dragonborns are kind of the big, strong dragons, and most of them are metallic in the usual setting, metallic colors like bronze or gold or silver or stuff like that, because they are supposed to be the good dragons, whereas the chromatic dragons, the color dragons, are the evil ones, and they all worship or heir from Tiamat, the dragon mother, the multicolored dragon.
What about the black dragons?
They're super evil.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Well, dragons Dragons tend to be kind of smart. So it's not like they will instantly eat you. Depends on depends on what kind of dragon
They
it
won't
is.
eat you.
Think of
They
Smog.
will kill you.
Smog is an excellent example of a chromatic dragon.
Okay.
Whereas the metallic dragon, I think metallic dragons are followers of Bahamut, who is like the good god of dragons. In the basic setting.
In the base.
God, I'm talking a lot.
Yes.
So, your race can influence... Well, you can be any class you want to be. But some races are better, naturally better, at certain classes. A halfling would be a better rogue, if you think about Bilbo, for example. Halflings are kind of good at sneaking, stuff like that. Could also be a good bard, because they're kind of charismatic. A dwarf is sturdy and strong, makes for a good warrior. But that doesn't mean that you couldn't be a warlock dwarf, for example. A warlock can summon up the powers of demons or outer realm creatures, stuff like that. So the best idea is to kind of think, okay, what sort of character do I want to play? Do I want to be a fighter? Do I want to be a sneaker? Do I want to be someone who's a leader, charismatic? Or do I want to be a spellcaster? Those kind of things. We're not building a party for, optimized kind of fighting here.
Oh, we're not.
Hopefully, yeah.
Damn, I had to rethink my things then.
We're not doing the peasant railgun because
What?
The what?
The peasant railgun is a very interesting concept that you can actually give someone something as a free action. So if you think about this rule, you have a line of 10,000 peasants just giving each other in a span of 6 seconds from the first peasant to the last peasant, giving him like a stick, and it accelerates to such an intense speed that it can basically kill anything. If you work within the rules.
Science and fantasy.
The peasant railgun, you also have the mouse. We can go into that. Essentially, a barbarian gets a free attack every time something moves within his range. So someone can toss little mice next to him, so he just keeps hitting everyone within range. Dungeons and Dragons is a serious game.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Or you're just looking for loopholes.
Yeah. There was the half ogre with a chain something in earlier editions, but whatever.
Okay.
So let's go around the table. I've talked long enough. Toby, what kind of character do you feel like playing? Sort of.
A gnome accountant.
A gnome accountant? Sure. He needs a treasurer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're the guy who takes in the taxes, count the numbers,
Yes.
handle the paychecks.
And therefore a rogue.
Okay. Absolutely. Sure.
He has to be charismatic.
Yeah.
He's not a bard though, no. He
Yeah.
doesn't sing. Well, he sings to gold.
That's a great concept. You're the taxman. The taxman cometh. I love it.
Who's gonna be landsman?
Oh yeah, who's going to be the guy with the big stick? Okay, so we have an accountant, a rogue. Perfect. I love it. That makes sense why they'd send you somewhere to like keep tabs on
Yes.
stuff. Yeah. Also,
What are your expenses?
You're all about money.
Yes.
Also, if there's anything wrong with the microphones, if you're watching, just let us know and we'll adjust. We'll
I
adjust
don't
them.
see anything.
This is our first time streaming like this, so try baby steps, Okay, and
Sure.
we'll go straight to Linda. Linda, you wanted to play
A wizard,
a wizard. All right, some kind of spellcaster.
spellcaster.
You know the differences between the 3 spellcasting classes. Okay, so you want to be a wizard, someone who bends reality by learning.
Scholar.
A scholar. Okay, so what do you do for the Lord?
Studied together with his daughter.
Sure, absolutely. So you're childhood friends then, perhaps, and you went to the same. Were you tutored here, or were you tutored somewhere else in the capital city, maybe?
Well, probably here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because in fantasy you have the ladies in waiting, the ones who are sort of friends to the main lady, as it were, and
Yeah.
sort of their entourage. So you would be one of those, or you could be a guy too. That's fine. A lord in waiting, as it were.
What?
No, lady in waiting is fine.
Okay. So you're the child of perhaps a nobleman or noblewoman beneath the count?
Well, I was kind of hoping to be a tiefling.
Okay. Sure, that works.
Strange things in the Tower of Magic.
Yeah. Well, perhaps.
Welcome, my daughter.
You are-
Oh, you have horns.
Perhaps you were adopted.
Oh,
What did you do up there?
Were you born or decanted? I don't know.
Perhaps you were adopted by the Lord. You were abandoned, maybe, and he took you in. The Lord is a good man, after all. He is a very kind old soul.
Is he perhaps nearsighted, a little bit dement?
He's not dumb.
No. He just remember. He looks at you and
He's
sees
just
his wife.
senile.
I don't know.
Lord Richard Gall
Probably saw
is the
some value in
most
it.
loved count this county has seen in generations.
He hasn't taxed them hard enough, it seems.
Clearly. That's your
My
job.
work.
Yeah. But yeah, for the record, he's a very good guy. So it stands to reason that perhaps you were found and adopted. Or
Oh, he could have seen some value in it. Or his daughter found me.
yeah, perhaps she found you in the woods.
Are you the daughter's friend or teacher?
Friend, study buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Or perhaps the Lord could have hired. He saw his one girl going kind of nerdy and not seeing the world at all, so he hired someone from outside to give her the perspective. To study beside her, and if she, does something wrong, he'll not punish her because it's the only daughter he has,
Yeah.
but he'll punish you because you're so close friends.
Oh wow,
It's
that's
like,
terrible.
It's like that, what's it called? A whipping boy.
Yeah.
You
But
can't
if
hit the prince or princess, but you can't
It
hit
depends a
your
lot
friends.
on how old you are, because you couldn't be the tutor if you're the same age. Or you could be, but that would be weird. But let's say she's 26, and she's not married, which is slightly scandalous.
What's wrong with her?
Oh my.
She's a nerd.
She's a nerd, and she's just picky. She hasn't found it. She's kind of headstrong, really. This Stella, she's a kind woman, but she's also very aware of her own status, and she's just kind of not going to settle down with anybody. She's going to take her time, and she wants to keep she's been taught by her dad to rule, so she's not going to give it over to any kind of slob, because she's still going to be in charge of this. So you're her childhood friend.
Yeah, I could be a bit older, like 30.
Okay, sure. And we can get further into how you guys became friends later on when we're in step 4, which is describe your character. But now we have kind of a framework to work with, right? So which one of you guys should we go with next? David?
All right.
Stable boy.
Hold on.
The halfling barbarian stable boy.
No. No.
That's not a bad idea.
Sorry, campaign closed.
We're all going home.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
Yep.
Exactly.
So what kind of character would you like to play, David?
Well, I'm the so-called noob here, so
It's
I don't know.
okay.
Maybe stable master.
Yeah,
Ooh.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I'm not
You're the
quite
guy in charge of the
sure.
horses and stuff like that. yeah.
Horses, carriages,
Yeah.
and perhaps,
Yeah.
Perhaps like the mail, troop movements, stuff like that. Shipping.
Could order around the
Quartermaster.
blacksmith. as well.
Yes, the
Yes,
quartermaster.
Quartermaster. I like
Yes.
it. The guy in charge of all the equipment and staff. Sort of staff, yeah.
Military staff.
Weren't you a gnome? Not halfling.
I'm a gnome.
He changed it for you.
All right.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
apparently
sorry.
a
You're a gnome.
halfling.
You're a gnome. No. Sorry, my bad.
Because gnomes have a specific set of charm. And
Perfect.
A murderous
Lucky
intent.
charms.
Gnome accountant.
What?
Tiefling
No,
wizard.
never mind.
Okay, so you're sort of the quartermaster of the
Yeah.
Lord. You're in charge of the stables, and you're in charge of the small militia that he's got.
Blacksmiths.
Yeah, blacksmiths.
So-
You're kind of handling. Well, you don't have to be in charge of the militia if you don't want to, but
I was thinking more the grounds things.
yeah. Okay. So, what
Maybe.
kind of race do you think you'd be playing?
I'm not sure. It seems like a dragon or demon is a bit obvious when it comes to me. So.
A dragon works if you want to.
Let's see. What would
Dragonborn?
fit for this type of character? Orc.
Anything.
Well, let's say
Orc.
let's think about what kind of class you'd be then.
Or
Do you think fighter? Is that the kind of class you'd go with?
Yeah, maybe.
Stereotypical as ranger, just running around wildly. But
Well,
I'll go with fighter.
Okay. Yeah, fighter.
A fighter.
So you're kind of the
Yes.
officer. Then
I'm changing jobs very rapidly here.
No, he has
No,
a
no,
lot.
no, no.
You have
Fighter is your class.
You have 5 different capes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
You switch them every day.
Your class is fighter. What that actually means could be that you're the guards captain or you're the quartermaster, as it were. So you're like, this is a small court that he's got. So you've seen Game of Thrones, correct?
Yes.
And you know
not the latest one.
Okay, but you've seen the guy who works for the Starks with his beard under his neck, right?
No, not that guy.
But he's what you're talking about.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, he's the guy who trains them, and he's also the one who's kind of ordering people around.
Mm-hmm.
You're the groundskeeper /
Yeah.
all in all. Okay, cool.
So.
Cool beans.
Huh.
So we got a fighter,
Yeah.
we got a wizard, and we got an accountant.
Yes. Aren't rogues really just advanced accountants?
Accountants with knives, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a good explanation. So, Daniel.
Well,
I'll
terribly
go
sorry
with
for
the
interrupting.
dragon thing.
Girl or boy, you two, or woman or man?
It's a male.
You're a man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A manly man.
You're a mainly man.
No,
Yeah.
You're mainly a man.
A man.
And your race was
I'll go with the dragon.
Dragonborn.
Oh.
Dragonborn.
A very, very large fellow.
So,
Carry me.
before Daniel, we go to you.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just going to ask
I'll carry
Daniel,
you in a pouch.
do you think that the Dragonborns are common here, or did you travel here from somewhere? How are you an old person, or are you a young person?
I'm thinking slightly older, but not like the Game of Thrones guy. Not
No,
the
no, no.
senior.
40s, maybe in your 40s.
grayscales.
How old do Dragonborns get? I
They
mean, Dragon
actually
Blood.
they don't get as old as humans. In fact, Dragonborns get up to be about 80, I think.
Wait,
They mature
in what-
fairly quickly. They can walk within a month, I think.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, this is. I was surprised when I read this too. Again, we don't have to do it like this.
accelerated aging.
The idea that they might have once been biological weapons produced for fighting,
In an advanced civilization.
yeah,
Yeah.
Long
perhaps,
before our time.
perhaps
45-ish.
45ish. Yeah, you've hit the kind of mid points of your life.
Yes.
You're still fit and buff as fuck.
And now it's
Of
only
course.
downhill.
No, you got plenty.
Just like in real life.
You hit 30, it's all going down.
Yes.
40, you might as well be taken behind the shed and shot. Right, Daniel?
That's my plan.
What?
Why
You're not 40 yet.
specifically?
Fucker.
I'm sorry. I got on 31.
That's okay.
Okay, so yeah, you still got plenty of years of fighting left in you.
Yes.
But you're the kind of gruff guy who's got a natural charisma of ordering people around, and you know your way around the stables.
Yes.
Finally, Daniel.
Right. I'm thinking about being the probably parish priest, something like that.
kind of
Castle
priest.
medicus or something.
Yeah.
Combine those two in, I guess, a cleric of some kind.
Cleric would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Would fill out the party.
Yeah, and I see we have 2 tall guys and 1 shorty, so I'm gonna be a shorty.
Okay.
So, but
Sweet.
yeah,
No,
halfling.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
What?
A halfling.
Never mind.
Well,
Cleric, right?
yeah, cleric of light, I guess.
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
it's.
Yeah. Well, it would be terrible if you were a cleric of evil.
Does it exist?
No.
No.
I should probably say you're good guys. More
Right,
or less.
right.
Wait. Okay.
More or less.
Yeah, because
With
the
those
tax
facts.
man is really nice.
You're
isn't
not
he?
corrupt.
Wait a minute. Should I be a? Perhaps I should be like. No, I'm gonna go gnome too, because then I'll be your brother, of course. We've
Oh my
infiltrated the
God.
castle and tried to
God.
We have
A man of the
infiltrated.
cloth and a man of the coin.
Yes.
Perfect. I love it.
We have infiltrated Castle
Right.
Tryhard.
All right. Let's
Now
say
let's see
Castle
what-
within
Tryhard.
4 weeks
What the
it's ours. Okay.
A gnome cleric and a gnome account rogue. Perfect. I love it.
We can go either direction with this conquering. We
Yeah.
can either go by faith or coin.
Oh,
I love it.
the two major parts of any kind of civilization is your faith or your purse. I mean,
Yeah.
This
Or
could
your
will
faith
not
in-
at all stick out when entering a new town.
No, I love it. None of you are human.
he screams out, "Give me your money!" and I scream, "Who's your god?" And then it's you guys.
Let's keep the religion down on the low. Okay.
All right.
No,
No,
don't
no
worry about it.
Inquisition.
However, we're touching
Inquisition
upon an
or
interesting
coin?
topic here. Did I mention when we started? Wait, Inquisition of coin,
Inquisition or coin.
cake or death?
Yes. Oh.
So you're a god follower, a Bible thumper
Yeah, of some kind.
of some kind. We're not actually following the gods of Faerun here, unless you specifically want to have one of those gods. So what kind of god are you following? What are their domains? What are they a god of?
Bah.
The god of coin.
No, I'm thinking about.
Riches.
I'm thinking
Two
maybe
greediest
we are
gnomes in the world.
just two couple of assholes just trying to make our way, and we like look at the structure and like money and faith. We control that. So I'm just probably the kind of guy who walks in, listens a bit, and like, oh, they're preaching about some guy called Niferbum or whatever it is, and I'm like, right, let's do that. I don't really believe that guy, but suddenly stuff starts happening. It's like, damn.
Okay, so are you a faithless cleric? Is that what you're saying?
Well, yes. Although it has been proven to work, because if I try to do slight miracles or stuff, they tend to happen. So I think I'm a skeptic cleric.
How does your
cleric
god?
of the now
Because you do know,
skepticism.
you do know you get your powers from your god, right?
Yes.
So why would he give you powers if you don't really care much about him?
Depends on the god, I know.
The god wants to convince him.
Yeah, so perhaps it's, the god needs followers.
God
the
of uncertainty.
The god may be someone who's not really popular in other parts of the world because he's slightly exterminated or something like that.
Okay, so you're a follower of an unknown god.
An
I
outcast
I
god.
like
The
that.
island god or something.
Yeah, let's say you found a pagan god a long time ago.
Yes, then I can decide what is the proper procedure.
Yeah,
It's not
you're
a
building
tenth of stuff you
religion.
pay. No, it's a fifth and your daughters and all your food.
Why
to the
do-
Lord.
Okay, let me ask you. Why does the Lord have you among his trusted
Because I
circle?
pay him. According to his books.
He's not a greedy Lord. He's a good-hearted soul.
He likes
Easy
his
mark.
god.
What?
A good guy, an easy mark, yes. No, I'm not gonna do an asshole.
You can be an asshole. I'm just trying to structure things up here so that it's not gonna derail too soon.
All right, Toby.
Yeah.
Isn't that too late?
How evil are we gonna be?
I mean, it's more all fun and games, but he is the taxman, so he's evil. Neutral.
Neutral. I think 5th edition has almost made away with the old morality system. It's still sort of there. But you don't have to be a goody two-shoes. I'm absolutely fine with you being sort of a con man, as it were. That works.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that for now.
Yeah.
Perhaps later he can
Yeah.
like create some kind of empathy for people or something like that.
So
I think that the part is that I want him to have is like the medicus part, because then he gets to the original thought was cut in people, but maybe it's trying to change it around to actually be a helpful guy.
Blood-filled boy god.
maybe
And people don't attack the medicus.
Maybe it started out as some kind of long con, and then somewhere along the way, you're not convinced yet, but somewhere along the way you realize that people are actually listening to you, they're trying to live their lives after what you teach, they actually believe in what you're saying, and maybe somewhere that is starting to have an effect on you, good or bad.
Yeah.
You've been struck with monstrous guilt.
That would be, you would be an alcoholic.
Could we go with the stout subtype, because then it's lots of beer included, and we can't really get drunk because damn you gods!
Well,
The gods have prevented us from getting drunk. No.
let's suck on that caramel for a while and
Fair.
go on to the next one. We've already done classes then in race.
Yes.
We've already said rogue, wizard, fighter, cleric. Very classic Dungeons and Dragons group. I like it. Now we're going to get into the mechanics. But first, have you all written down on your sheets, your class.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can rename your class from accountant to accountant, or
Of course I will. Now I will.
but essentially it's important to know because all classes sort of evolve differently once you level up. It's kind of like a game, like Diablo. If you have a specific class, you gain new abilities as you level up, as it were. And you have different amounts of HP and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna take out my very fresh and new book smelly player's handbook. I got these books today.
What?
Yeah, I ordered them.
Okay.
So, we're gonna go on to the next step.
Wait, what if they didn't come on time?
That would have sucked.
Okay.
No, actually, they did arrive last week. I just didn't pick them up until today.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we're gonna go on to your ability scores, which is the next part of character creation. And your different scores are Strength, Dexterity, Constitution, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma. They're on your character sheet, and I will explain them very quickly.
Yep.
Strength pretty much speaks for itself, is how strong you are. It measures your natural athleticism and your bodily power. And this is important for barbarian, fighters, and paladins. So if you're a fighter, which is David, strength is something you want to have a high level
18.
of.
No.
18.
No.
Dexterity measures your physical agility, your reflexes, your balance, and your poise. And is good for monks, rangers, and rogues.
Wait, monks?
Monks are martial artists. It was
thought they
actually
used
one of the
wisdom.
classes. Yeah, I think they have wisdom too. No, they don't. Monks are more of a fighty kind of class in this game.
Yeah.
I was actually monk
Shaolin
monk and
ninjas.
barbarian were the two classes I was kind of iffy about including.
Fucking Naruto up in this shit.
Oh yeah, they're
Gregorian
pretty much Naruto.
monks, you know,
Yeah,
famous
yeah.
for beating up people.
Constitution is your health, your stamina, and vital force. Constitution is an important stat if you're a damage taker. If you take damage, then the higher your constitution, the more damage you can take before you die. In Dungeons and Dragons, it's not like you
Prolonged
have
suffering.
yeah.
Yes.
If you want to look at it that way. But in Dungeons and Dragons, the more HP you have, the longer you can fight. It's not like you have a certain amount before you get minuses or anything like that. It's full. It's HP or 0. It's a boolean. You either have HP and you can fight, or it's 0 and you're dying. There's like no in between, which is extremely unrealistic, but that's how it works.
Okay.
So if you have 1 HP left out of 40, you're still like fit to go, but you can always play on the fact that you're.
Yeah.
You can always role play with that, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Intelligence measures your mental acuity, like acuity, information recall, and analytical skills, and it's important for wizards. Your wisdom measures your awareness, measures your awareness, intuition, and insight, and it's important for cleric and druids. And some people might have trouble differentiating wisdom and intelligence. Intelligence is knowing why it rains, or knowing that it's actually raining. Wisdom is knowing to take cover from rain, or you'll catch a cold. Wisdom is sort of like understanding the impact of things. Intelligence is understanding the cause of things.
Yes.
So a wizard with high intelligence with low wisdom would be the kind of bumbling, socially awkward. Well, probably not socially awkward, but kind of like an airheaded scholar, for example. And they're important for cleric and druid again. Charisma, finally, which is the usual dump stat, or used to be the dump stat.
Hey. I love charisma.
Yeah, I love it too. It's your confidence, your eloquence, and your leadership. And it's important for bards, sorcerers, and warlocks.
Never mind.
So none of you guys. But that does not necessarily mean it should be super low, because there will be social encounters as well as physical encounters in this game. There will be situations that you can solve through conversation instead of fighting. And you will still get the same amount of experience points for that encounter, because that's one of the things I liked in 4th edition. They actually had challenges that gave you experience points that weren't fighting. Traps and stuff like that.
No?
So every time you're facing combat, just consider the fact that you might be able to talk your way out of it. Sort of like Planescape, which is a game where you only have to fight once in the game if you do it right.
Do you?
Yeah, the first zombie, you have to hit it and kill it. Then everything else is optional.
Worthless game.
Mm-hmm.
Can't race it with zombies. Jeez.
Before we continue, you will all get some bonuses, some natural bonuses to these attributes or abilities based on your race. Dragonborn, you will get +2 to strength. Let's see if you get anything else. You also
Escapes.
get +1 to charisma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I did
Pretty
not-
colors.
Yeah.
Has to be.
A tiefling, you will get, let's see here, +1 to intelligence and +2 to charisma. A gnome, are you a rock gnome or a forest gnome?
What's the difference? I mean, a rock gnome would probably
They're
be...
subclasses, I guess.
Oh,
you don't
okay.
have to pick a subclass if you don't.
I thought more rock gnomes probably fits more in castles.
Yeah, and we rock more, so.
Yeah.
Be a rock.
Rock gnome.
Yeah,
It
rock
is,
gnome.
I guess.
The count is trading in
Rocks.
Yes.
Stones.
Oh, no! Our
So
brethren.
a gnome gets
I'm just a
+2.
normal gnome, please.
A gnome gets +2 intelligence.
Don't lump me in with those guys.
Yeah.
I
Basic
think you have to
common
pick
workers.
a type, actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
rock gnomes.
Rock gnomes. So that means
Rocking
you get +1
gnome.
constitution and +2 intelligence.
Wait,
So
and,
you write
and
that
the
also.
wood gnomes get plus in
They get,
dexterity?
Yep.
yeah, they get +1 dexterity, forest gnomes.
What do you want?
Fine.
It says here that you can speak with small beasts if you're there.
Remember, the constitution is super important. So,
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
and again, this is not going to be an optimized kind of, let's fuck everything over.
Power game or bust?
It's fine. You. Okay.
Mr.
So
Accountant.
usually in these kind of games, you'd roll 4d6
What?
and take away the lowest roll for every one
Excuse
of
me,
these
what?
stats.
What?
We
But
do.
we're not going to do that because I think.
So, give us the carrot and no. Here's a bag of gold I'm not gonna give you.
That's
Okay.
Toby's line.
We can have a vote.
Sorry.
We can have everyone can decide if you want to put out points. So you get a set amount of points to put out, or if you want to roll your stats. Be aware, though, however, that if you roll your stats, you're stuck with them. No
Right,
rerolls.
so we're not stuck if we choose to.
Yes,
But
you're
if-
stuck with them as well, but you have more of a choice in that matter.
I mean,
It sounds more fun rolling it than just see what happens. Like, how the fuck
It's
did
because
this
you're a
guy...
masochist, Daniel.
Yes, it
but
is.
there's always a chance I roll 18
You-
on
you-
dexterity.
No, no, no.
That's true.
It's always
Oh.
a chance I'm not gonna be stupid this time.
When you're
around.
rolling, you're not rolling for specific abilities. You're
Oh,
rolling
right,
a pool
right.
and you can put them out
Oh.
like separately if you want. So if you
Less
roll
fun,
118,
but-
you get to put it in the stat you really
I
want.
think it's better for us right now to have a pool.
A pool. That's for you. Everyone gets to decide on their own.
No.
Okay, the accountant has spoken.
The spreadsheet here tells me that it's more efficient.
It is more efficient. It is. I don't know who's watching. If you're still watching Night Sign, what's your opinion on rolling or pool?
Yeah, let him decide.
Yeah, you get to decide. The chat. What do you
You're
guys
the
think?
god
Should you roll,
now.
roll or
Roll or die.
that's the same thing. Random.
So-
It is random, so we
so-
roll.
Oh,
Oh my god.
All right, we're rolling.
Fine then.
You need 4d6 each.
I needed.
It's
I
gonna
don't know
take
if
some
I
don't
time.
know what that
I
is.
have 1d6 here. We
have
have some
1d6 here.
We have Yahtzee outside. I'll go get it.
Yeah, go get Yahtzee.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I'm
Yes.
getting Yahtzee.
So we're rolling 4 dice and taking away the lowest.
yes, you're taking away the lowest, and you're rolling 1,
Oh my
2,
God.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times.
7 times?
Yes, you get to 1 extra roll.
What, we...
What?
Including the 4 dice... Shit, that's...
I'm just that nice.
You're gonna kill us, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough.
God damn.
God damn. 7 times? Shit, that's... Seriously
That is-
fucked up.
There we go.
Well,
Ah, yeah.
solid 13s.
We don't actually have Yahtzee here.
What?
I thought we did.
What the?
You liar.
I,
That's a lie.
if I,
You know, the bag of gold, not...
If I just knew that we were gonna go ahead and roll
Yeah.
with D6s, I would have probably gotten a lot of them.
What kind of game doesn't have dice?
Because people steal them!
We have a bunch of board games here without dice.
Okay, so we tried to find some D6s in board games, but
Settlers of Catan have any dice in it?
No, they don't. It
No.
doesn't.
Damn it.
well, one.
Why doesn't
Well-
have any?
Wait, it
Why-
has 2.
Christian, we don't need it. We'll just roll it several times. It works.
We have 3.
Yeah, I'm just rolling several times.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So 7 times. Write down what you get. Oh God, it's warm in here.
Yeah.
Well, that's your fault.
Yeah, it is. It is.
7
you are like
times
radiating.
4 dice?
7 times 4, yes. And you write down the result. You take away the
Jeebus.
lowest one.
Jeebus.
I'm just
Here's
gonna
an extra
be.
dive. Anyone?
I'm just gonna be lazy
Here's-
here
here's four.
and go for an app.
Here's 4. Perfect.
Roll with.
Should we be charismatic just
That's
as...
his beginner's luck.
Are we
Of
gonna-
course you're
first off,
charismatic.
We're gonna be...
what?
You were traveling the road. You were con men traveling the road. And then you settled down in the domain of this naive lord. It says, oh, you have useful skills. I will employ you and pay you wages. Actually, you handle your wages. You seem like a reliable young man.
Yes.
This is exactly what I want.
Shut up,
You're
Greg.
set for life.
No, he's not gonna
You
be
need
named
ace?
Greg.
No,
Yes,
I don't.
I will.
All right, what,
Oh, yes.
David?
No.
We'll go through what you rolled. You can put out your stats for now if you want, and you can tell us what you rolled later on.
Alright, we got some...
Well then,
The
it's gonna be a
modifier.
dumpster.
What about the
Dubstep?
7?
It's
What?
gonna be a dumpster.
Oh yeah. So out of those 7, you use 6 of them to
Yes.
put out on your ability scores. So the lowest or highest, whatever, you get rid of one of the rolls, usually the lowest, and then you put them all else out.
Okay.
How did you roll? Let me see. Jesus Christ.
I told you.
That's a beginner's luck roll, that's for sure.
Shut up.
What, like...
Oh, this is going to be an interesting group. I have already made the encounters for this game, by the way. I'm that far ahead. And I'm going to be spending the
Night crying.
yes.
Do I
I'll have
put
to
these
change all the
numbers
encounters. What?
in? Do I choose
Yeah.
a number to put somewhere?
Yes, exactly. You put them in the big square.
Or? Okay.
And
So it's not a
no.
Should we be...
collected amount.
You use them.
Should
like,
we
for
be
example,
really
18 would be
intelligent or
excellent
not?
in strength, for example.
Yeah, it would be.
Oh, remember that you also get. Remember that you get +2, so you can start with 20 in strength if you
For
want.
fuck's
David.
sake. Labor.
That's actually fucking buff. That's the maximum extent of a mortal creature in strength.
Yes.
I think,
That's
without
so
any magical additions to it. You can lift a carriage.
I can lift a carrot.
Well,
Yes. No, the carrot is too small and puny. It breaks into molecules when you touch it. That is your curse. Ah, man, this is fun. I'm also running out of oxygen, so that's the thing.
So I've rolled now,
Yeah.
and the 7th one is my 7, and I will get rid of that one. Or I could use it as a dump stat in strength.
I'm all for dump stats.
Why?
Why? It builds character.
Yes.
What?
Well,
Some people
actually-
play Dungeons and Dragons to win. Other people play Dungeons and Dragons to have fun.
Yes.
We do neither.
Right.
What?
We play Dungeons and Dragons because we have to. Because you made us do this.
You know what?
Oh, actually, I made everyone
Yes,
here
you
do-
made
yeah.
us do this.
I'm the bad
I'm just
guy
gonna
here.
be an asshole and put maximum in strength because I can.
And how much is that?
I had 16.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. So apparently we have the buffest gnome on the planet.
Love it.
So
I spread faith by crushing stuff, I guess.
look
If
at
my
this.
god was not real, could I do this? That crushes a watermelon.
Look at your child, I shall bless it or drown it, you decide, is you. Alright, wait. Not evil, not
We're
evil.
good guys. We're good guys.
Yeah, so, look, I don't kill it. Look, sacred.
The god of gains.
No, I have to
Bad
be.
days.
Oh, fuck.
You're the #1 worshipper, am I right?
So
Maybe
Here.
you should be the cleric.
Have a Gainomax. Here, have some weights. Let's do
Yes.
dumbbells.
so I now know
A
how he spreads
bodybuilder
religion.
gnome.
I am a gnome, and look how buff I am because of my religion.
My
Alright.
religiously, I follow a regime of high intensity workout.
You're
Did you guys
before your
remember to put
time.
out
You're
your
in the
modifiers?
Instagram.
Yes.
So the
The
Tiefling +1 in
Intelligence
int
and-
and +2 charisma, right?
Yes.
Yes. Dragonborn +2 strength and +1 charisma. Did you put out the extra charisma as well?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Gnomes you got
I added
+1,
them up.
+2.
Should I write them in the little circle
So,
or?
are
No,
you
no.
really charismatic?
Is
Add
it
them
okay
to the main pool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good. Now we go to the little
I can
circles
shout
on the character
more.
sheets.
The little circles.
The little
Maybe I
circles.
should change.
So, Toby,
Yeah.
why don't we start with your stats?
Okay.
What you can just list them up for us.
Okay. So the strength is 11.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 0 modifier.
That's a 0 modifier. So you write a
Uh,
0 in the little circle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dexterity, 15.
15. That's
So
plus
that's a
2.
two.
Plus 2.
And Constitution, 14.
14 plus 2 again.
And intelligence 14.
14, that's +2. That's
And
a damn
wisdom
smart.
and charisma at 12.
12, so that's +1. These modifiers are applied to rolls later in the game. For example, your charisma modifier, of if you have +2, you add that to your d20 roll, because you have a difficulty level that you need to roll above. So the higher these modifiers are, the higher your chance of succeeding. It will make sense when you're playing, David. All right, so let's go on with Daniel. Your scores, please.
Right.
Strength,
16.
that's +3.
Yeah, +3. The same in Constitution and Wisdom.
That's +3 to... Oh my god.
I will never tire of spreading the truth, whatever it is.
We're talking Jehovah's Witness level.
I'm gonna need an axe for this guy.
Alright, sure. If that's your religion, then I'm not going to stand in your
Or
way.
a dumbbell.
Axe body spray? Sure.
Oh, sorry.
No, don't apologize. We're having fun.
Don't apologize for Chris's bad
I
joke.
never apologize. Oh, right. He should.
Oh, you apologize for my axe body spray joke?
What? No. All right. Secondly, this guy is apparently rather bright too, although he is a gnome, so intelligence of 15.
That's +2. That's a smart gnome.
Yeah.
Smart
you would
and
be.
buff.
If you wanted
Smart.
to trick
Smart and
people.
buff. He's like
It's a very dangerous combination.
his life is in harmony somehow. He is like good at everything. I mean, he's also likable.
Well-balanced
Yeah, he's also charismatic, wise, and nice. I mean, 14 in charisma.
Has he ever wondered about the state of his immortal soul?
I guess he should.
Is his last
Or
name
is he
Schwarzenegger?
kind of better than everyone else? I mean,
Maybe.
Oh no.
Well, his dexterity is his lowest score, though. It's only 13.
Only 13 in
Yeah.
dexterity. Only +1.
My God.
So sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna kill him out of spite.
Of course I am.
Yeah.
The rest of your stats, was there anything else? Charisma?
No, 16 in
Okay.
Constitution, Strength, Wisdom,
My
15
God,
in
you guys roll
Intelligence,
high.
14 in Charisma, and 13 in Dexterity.
14
This
is
is-
+2, yeah.
He's
It
just
is.
good.
God damn it.
High as a kite.
All right,
And a cleric to boot.
Linda.
Gods like
We'll
him.
go
Yep.
to you.
Mm.
Your tiefling stats, please. Strength,
Strength of 12.
that's a plus
one.
1 in the little circle.
No, the wizard is
Dexterity.
stronger than me.
Is 14.
Your what now? Dexterity is 14?
14.
Ooh, +2.
Constitution 13.
That's +1.
Intelligence 16.
+3.
Wisdom 13.
That's +1.
And
So-
charisma 16.
So you have
Plus
the power, but you're fairly competent to use it. Like, should I fireball that guy or not? Well,
Very analytical. I'm impressed by the high dexterity, too.
nice.
Perhaps she's done acrobatics. And finally, we come to David, the big buff dragon guy. You had the strength of 20, correct?
Yes.
That gives you a +5 modifier to strength.
+5. Oh.
That is insanely high.
Carry me.
You could
Carry you in a
easily
power
carry
trip.
all three of you, but
Crush that thing.
I think strength 20 is insanely high. What's your dexterity?
I might have
14.
plans.
That's a +2.
Oh my! I have a plan. We're gonna be shoulder mounted.
Shoulder mounted. And
crossbows.
he'll just launch you. He'll just launch you into the fire. Throw you.
We're gonna sit on each shoulder with crossbows.
I love it.
Yes.
Your constitution.
16.
16 +3.
All right.
And intelligence.
17.
What?
Fuck!
Yes.
Okay, you're +3.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're very smart.
in this
guy.
world, it appears that the more you train your body, the smarter you get.
Yes. A balanced.
Diet.
see?
Only fiber.
Wait, does this
Are we
mean that?
crusaders or something like that?
Does that mean that all the muscles in the body in this universe is brain?
Yes.
Brain matter.
What?
We're like octopus.
I feel
My
inferior.
accountant chose
No,
clearly the
you're
wrong
not.
job.
This was the risk of rolling. You
Yeah.
get really high level characters as well.
Yes.
What's your wisdom?
14.
That's +2. And your charisma?
18.
That's +4. We're done. We're going home.
Yeah. So
Goodbye.
it seems like you are the next ruler of these isles.
That's insanely high.
Jeez.
Yes.
I love it.
What do you need us for?
Well, I mean,
Seriously,
have you
wait.
ever considered a career in anything besides a meat shield?
Well, Jesus.
I'm a clever meat shield, alright?
You are. You so
You're a leader of men. Why? Because you're smarter than most and you'll kill them if they don't.
This
Yes,
is insane.
Jesus.
Is there any stat that any one of us is better?
Than him?
Yeah.
Possibly wisdom?
I had 14. So.
Yes! I know when to run!
I don't.
But you'll catch me because you're quicker. Damn it!
All right, we're gonna go.
Clearly.
We're gonna do hit points now before we do anything else.
I'm
So-
a meat mountain who can outrun you.
Yes!
Lovely.
And outthink me.
Each class has a hit die. Let's see where they are. Of course, they don't list those on the character creation page.
Of course they don't.
But
You have to
we're gonna
look
go
them
to
up in the
classes.
class thing.
Okay, the hit die of a cleric is a D8. That means you get 8 HP plus your Constitution modifier.
Come again?
What?
You get 8 HP plus the modifier of your Constitution.
Alright.
So your Constitution was
3, so I'm up at 11.
11 HP. That's really
That
high.
is 1 or 2 hits, then I'm dead.
At this
Yes.
level, yes. Then we have the fighter. You get a D10 plus your Constitution modifier.
What
So
does
that's-
that even mean?
That means
Okay.
a D10, by the way, before we
Yes.
continue, is a
10-sided
10-sided die. You don't roll anything. You get 10 plus your Constitution modifier. That's your HP.
So
your health
how
points.
much constitution did you have?
Plus 3.
Plus 3. So
Yeah.
you get 13 HP. The cleric is super buff, though. By
Yes, compared to.
No, we actually have to kill that guy or he'll get in the way of everything.
Or will I?
Damn it!
and
Well,
the
it's smart as
rogue,
evil.
sorry, the accountant.
And we'll trust him.
The accountant has D8. So 8 plus your Constitution modifier.
Okay, 10.
10. And then finally the wizard has a D6 plus
No.
plus
A
con.
D- D6.
Or a D4 would be Dungeons and Dragons first edition.
And second.
And second.
Yeah.
You have a D6
Okay.
of health, so you have a little bit more. So
Your
6
one
plus
punch
your
kill.
con modifier.
No one has any negative modifiers.
No, none of you are beneath 10 in anything.
We're just that good.
It's insane.
I could have had 7 in something, but I chose not to.
Maybe I shouldn't have given
Was
you
it-
guys the 7th roll.
D6 plus Constitution modifier.
You get a 6 plus your Constitution modifier, yes.
7.
7 HP. Well, you guys gotta protect the wizard.
No.
Protect
Yes.
me.
Please do.
Protect
No,
the
that's-
accountant, I'm the one who's carrying gold!
You have to do that voice, by
Yes.
the way. It's your Greg voice, I love it. Greg from Night in the Woods. Okay, we've done your ability scores. Let's go on to describing your characters.
I wanted a dragon guy.
Okay. So, we're gonna go to personality and background.
Right?
There's actually some parts we haven't done yet, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
Is
So
it
I'm gonna
just
go
me, or is there double of some things on the sheets?
Double.
It's just for you to see on both
Name.
sides.
Yes, so you can see it on both sides of the paper, yeah.
In case I forget the name.
Yes.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
wanna do
right.
the backgrounds now, I guess?
We're gonna do the backgrounds. Oh god, the illustration on page 120. That's another one of those halfling illustrations.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through the character details.
Yeah.
What is your name? A name.
You decide our family name.
The
Okay.
Gaul name.
Wait, are
is
you gonna
act-
decide our
is
first names?
actually
No.
Romanian in
But look,
nature.
we have-
Romanian?
We have
Yes,
actually have
it's
names.
from Romania. But
Alright.
you can
Are
pick
we on
anything.
Earth?
Ish.
You can pick any kind of name as long as you try to stick to the same kind of naming conventions. So Bob would not be a super good name, although Robert, I guess, you know.
Body knock.
Body knock?
Body?
No, it's just an example in the book.
Gerbo.
There should.
Namfudel.
Oh yes, of course. Every race has some suggestions for names. We can go through those if you want.
Alright.
I can to just give you some examples of names.
One shoe.
Feed me with
What?
inspiration.
Stumbleduck.
A halfling. No, wait, no halflings.
We'll
Humans.
decide our own, okay?
Dragonborns. A male names could be Archan, Balasar, Barash, Dunar, Gesh, Heskan, Kriv, Medrash, Mehen, Nadar, Panjed, Patrin, Rogar, Shamash, Jedin, Tarhun, and Turin.
Your scale, right? That's it.
Scales.
Yeah, scales. That's it.
I mean, those are if you were born a Dragonborn and you were in that culture.
Now you're young.
No,
now you kinda
I
have-
decided to become Dragonborn.
In previous editions, that would have happened, but now you're born.
Wait, how much charisma did you have?
18.
How much constitution did you have?
16.
So he can shout at people.
Until they drop.
Yes, you are a Dragonborn who can shout at people. Can you also eat entire blocks of cheese, like to get your health back? Skyrim jokes.
Cabbages!
Well, that's protein, you know?
No!
Cheese is a good source of protein.
I can just
Sure,
imagine that Daniel's character just looks at the Dragonborn like, wow, how did you get this body?
Apparently, the god I worship somewhere has some scales.
maybe, yeah. But that's the kind of nature of a Dragonborn's names. You can still think about them for a little bit. Gnomes, typical gnome names.
They're weird.
They're weird.
Yeah, we're not gonna pick them.
No.
They were super weird.
Half orcs, tiefling names, for example. Let's see here. Virtue names.
Do you have virtues?
Oh, right. Tiefling names fall into 3 broad categories. Tieflings born into another culture typically have names reflecting of that culture. Some have names derived from the infernal language passed down through generations that reflects their fiendish heritage. And some younger tieflings, striving to find a place in the world, adopt a name that signifies a virtue or other concept and then try to embody that concept. For some, the chosen name is a noble quest. For others, it's grim destiny.
Or that one?
So, some of the female infernal names are Acta, Anakis, Bruseis, Criella, Damaya, Ea, Callista, Larissa, Macaria, Nemea, Oriana, Felaya, and Rieta. And then some of the virtue names could be Art, Carrion, Chant, Creed, Despair, Excellence, Fear, Glory, Hope, Ideal, Music, Nowhere, Open, Poetry, Quest, Random, Reverence, Sorrow, Temerity, Torment, and Wary. So, kind of a mixed bag there. Think about your names for now. You don't have to decide right here and now. But if you do, just write them down and we'll get to them later. Let's go to your height and weight. Very, very interesting
Short,
things.
fat.
Short and stunty.
We were
Gnomes with beer belts.
No, we were
Dragonborn
supposed to be
has
like
a base
dwarves,
height
but
of
we
5
kinda
foot 6
shrunk.
inches. 5 foot 6 inches.
5'6".
5'6" is a
That's
base
a
height.
basic.
Tiny.
But then you roll 2d8 and add that as inches. So
Alright,
here's a
we're gonna
D8,
do that shit.
And here's a d8. Roll that twice and add that to 5 foot 6.
Okay.
You got a 8. So that's 6 foot 4 and another D. Oh, 6 foot 5. Just 2 meters something. That's nothing.
6'5". Yeah, 6 foot's like 180 centimeters.
Yeah, 6 foot 184.
How many inches?
5 inches.
3.54
3.54 times 5.
That's 195 centimeters, about that.
Oh, we can calculate. 5.
Calculation.
Oh, you look like- damn, I'm not that tall.
We're Europeans. We use centimeters. That's why.
Yeah, metric system for the win.
2, could do 2, 25,
Seriously?
7, 15, 17, 17.70. So you're almost exactly 2 meters. Just a little bit above.
It's actually 2.50.
Oh, 2.54.
Yeah,
Sorry.
an inch is like 2.5 centimeters.
Sorry, I forgot. 2.5, 2 times 5.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it correct, you can.
12. So yeah, you're almost. You're right. At 196, 197 centimeters. You're kind of stunty.
What?
You're more wide, I guess.
And your base weight is
Just max it for him.
175 pounds. Times 2d6.
Times?
Times?
Times 2d6 pounds.
What am I made of?
Come on,
because
two
half-
sixes,
halfling,
come
for
on.
example,
Obviously,
is
you're
No,
made
no, no.
of gold.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, say so. Bam! Like
Hold
a
on.
ton of dragon walking around.
Let's see.
So I roll this one again.
No,
Hold on. That same number
D6.
multiplied by the dice roll or quantity given in the weight modifier column. Oh,
times-
no.
So it's 9 times 2d6
Um,
plus on
The
the
dice
roll.
roll given in the height modifier column determines the character's extra height in inches beyond the base height. That
Times
same number
12,
multiplied by the
oh
dice
my
roll or quantity given in the weight modifier column. So you rolled 9.
Yeah.
So roll 2d6 and multiply that with 9 and add that to 175. What a weird system.
Wait,
Mm.
what?
2d6
And
and 6
Constitution and strength doesn't
No.
supply anything
No.
in this?
No, apparently not. So 5 times 9 is 45. So you are 220 pounds. That's like 105 kilos.
That is what for that amount of muscle?
You're really lean.
Yes, clearly.
You're more snake than shit.
You don't have to go with this if you want to go with your own.
Come on, go with it. It's awesome. You're stick thin and like the strongest dude
Metric
around.
for the win, I agree.
So how much was
All right, gnomes.
Gnomes. Gnomes
thought
are
about
2
the whole
foot
sketch.
11 inches base.
2 foot 11 inches.
Plus 2 d4. Here's a d4.
What?
Oh, you have d4s.
Wait.
2 d4s. Add that to 2 foot 11.
We're like,
You're very short.
oh my.
4,
So Daniel, you.
7.
Plus 5. So,
Okay, so Daniel is 3 foot 4, and you rolled a
Half
7,
your-
right?
Yes.
So you're 3 foot 6.
what is that then?
And someone with a calculator can count that out.
Actually,
What the
that's.
fuck was I?
I'm a
200 and-
fucking.
20 pounds.
I'm 1 meter, like literally
You're,
1
again,
meter.
you're extremely sleek. No, you're all
That
about chicken
might be
and
less
rice.
than I actually weigh at the moment.
You're
So
all about chicken and rice. You're deft.
no,
just-
no
Yeah,
rice.
yeah,
just
actually.
grass and.
You're more like a fitness model, it seems. That's a genius.
And Tiefling. No, sorry. First gnome weight.
I have 2% body
So
fat.
you're 35 base pounds plus Daniel. You get
5.
5, so you're 40 pounds.
What? That's it?
That's 40 pounds. And Toby, you're 42 pounds.
40
40 pounds is still not even 20 kilos.
20 kilos!
You can literally use him as a cannonball.
Wait, I'm 1 meter tall and I weigh 20 kilos. That's like
Oh
like
my
an
God.
emancipated child.
Welcome to
You're like a
Dungeons and
starving
Dragons,
cat.
my friend. You're a big cat.
Aren't you reading that wrong? Please?
No. This is exactly it.
You're like birds with like hollow bones.
All
Just
those-
skin and bones. I thought myself would be a healthy gnome with a beer belly and
Again,
everything.
these are your if you want to have random stuff, which I guess is what we're going for. Tiefling, you start out at 4.9, 4 foot 9 inches, and you get 2d8 to add to that, in inches.
I'm just gonna calculate.
42 pounds.
It's 0.454 is a
About
pound.
20.
A pound is 0.454 kilos.
Yeah, whatever.
5.
5. So
So-
you are 5 foot 2. 5 foot 2 inches.
Wait.
And your weight is 110 pounds.
No.
And roll 2d4.
How will we survive the winter?
Apparently we starved.
6.
6. You rolled 5 before, right?
Yes.
So 6 times 5 is 30. Right? So you're 140 pounds. Yeah, you're pretty thin. At 65 kilos, that actually is probably the most realistic weight for someone 5 foot.
How many pounds?
140.
So
That's
70
65.
kilos?
Almost 70, 65-ish.
But I'm
Because
5'2".
yeah, so that's about 5 foot is 150. You're like
Kind of a slim
155
person.
almost. No, that's actually one of the most realistic weights we've rolled out.
What? 20 kilos, 1 meter?
Well, a
It's
meter
like-
is like this big.
No. What? Per decimeter, per this stretch of length, I weigh 2 kilos.
Yeah.
You're very hollow. you know what? You're missing a soul. That's what makes you so light. The two of
So
you.
my soul weighs about
Shame
25
on
kilos.
you.
Alright. No, seriously. This cup.
Oh my God.
Or you have
if
a
I
very
fill this up,
strong
it's
soul
the exact
that
same weight and height as my
levitates.
character.
Yeah. Hair, color, and your looks. You can think about that for now because we're gonna do
Age.
sort of a summary in the end where you
Okay.
describe your characters.
Can we roll age?
You don't actually roll age in this.
Oh.
I said 45, right?
45. What? Yeah, 45
How old are
years
we
old.
gonna be?
Right. So you
I
have
only need to be
alignments.
80.
Wait, how old does gnomes get?
I'll check, see if there's something around.
If it's a-
years.
I'm gonna read here from the alignment system because this is like one of the most criticized aspects and controversial, if you can call it that, aspects of Dungeons and Dragons. The alignment system.
So we're
And
not doing that.
We are
Well,
doing
like
it,
that.
but I'm gonna read out loud what it says here.
Okay.
A typical creature in the world of Dungeons and Dragons has an alignment, which broadly describes its moral and personal attitudes. Alignment
So
is a
it's,
combination of
just
two
need to check
factors. Are you two done?
Sorry, mate.
Sorry. One identifies morality, good, evil, or neutral, and the other describes attitudes towards society and order, lawful, chaotic, and neutral. So they actually went back to this then, I guess.
Yeah.
Thus, 9 distinct alignments define the possible combinations. These brief summaries of the 9 alignments describe the typical behavior of a creature with that alignment. Individuals might vary significantly from that typical behavior, and few people are perfectly and consistently faithful to the precepts of their alignment. So this is more like guidelines. Strong guidelines, but just like how a normal person, law-abiding citizen, might occasionally become a thief, given the circumstances, it's the same in this setting. If you're standing next to an unguarded brick of gold, you're not going to be like, that's probably someone else's. Some people will, some people won't. That does not define your person. I mean, I know a lot of good people who'd take that brick of gold.
The Lord needs coin in his purse.
And the Lord needs money!
Not that Lord.
The taxpayer needs your money!
Any lord. We have both sides covered.
Yeah.
I hope that wasn't too loud.
So
lawful
neutral.
good. Creatures can be counted on to do the right thing as expected by society. Gold dragons, paladins, and most dwarves are lawfully good. I like the examples here. Neutral good. Folks do the best they can to help others according to their deeds. Many celestials, some cloud giants, and most gnomes are neutral good.
What?
I heard hint in that.
Chaotic good. Creatures act as their conscience directs, with little regard for what others expect. Copper dragons, many elves, and unicorns are chaotic good.
Yeah, can't have unicorns.
Fucking unicorns.
chaotic good?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Very sporadic.
Let's go on to lawful neutral. Individuals act in accordance with law, tradition, or personal codes. Many monks and some wizards are lawful neutral. So the law takes precedence over whether something is good or bad. A tax man would, for example, be a lawful neutral man.
I am the law!
Yes, you are the law. A neutral, true neutral character is the alignment of those who prefer to steer clear of moral questions and don't take sides. And they do what seems best at the time. Lizard folks, most druids, and many humans are neutral. Chaotic neutral creatures follow their whims, holding their personal freedom above all else. Many barbarians and rogues and some bards are chaotic neutral. Lawful evil. Creatures methodically take what they want within the limits of a code of tradition, loyalty, or order. Devils, blue dragons, and hobgoblins are lawful evil. Neutral evil is the alignment of those who do whatever they can get away with, without compassion or qualms. Many drow, underworld elves, some cloud giants, and Yugoloths are neutral evil. Yugoloths are the neutral evil demon fiends things. Chaotic evil. Creatures act with arbitrary violence, spurred by their greed, hatred, or bloodlust. Demons, red dragons, and orcs are chaotic evil. And I think that's a little bit racist, because orcs are just misunderstood. I said it. I don't like how orcs are always presented as being really, really evil.
But they just do it to survive.
Yeah. But then they would be neutral, wouldn't it? Anyway, so do you understand the idea here, David? I'm looking most at you because you haven't played before. You have lawful, neutral, or chaotic.
Just one question though.
Yes.
You told us before that we're all gonna play like good characters at least, so not
Good-ish.
an evil category.
Definitely not evil,
Check.
but good-ish.
So
You
what
don't
was
have
the
to be
neutral lawful stuff?
Neutral and lawful.
Yeah, what was that? Lawful neutral or?
Lawful neutral. Individuals act in accordance with law, tradition, or personal code. Many
Yeah.
monks and some wizards are lawful and neutral.
We used lawful.
Yeah.
And
We strike deals. We follow the rules.
Yeah.
Of the deals.
yeah. So, for example, if you made a deal that we get a certain percentage of the loot,
Yeah.
if we were going to help you, that would be a lawful neutral thing.
Yeah, well, we can fudge it a bit, but
Yeah.
not much. I mean, law's the law.
And then you have good, neutral, and evil.
So I do the paperwork for the group.
So there's like a chart.
In this contract,
Does it make sense, David, or do you want me to give some more examples?
I think I get sort of.
Yeah.
So
A
They'll
lot
have to do.
What?
Sort of will have to do for now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. But a lawful good character, for example, doesn't necessarily mean that they're stupid. They could lie for the better part. But a lawful good person wouldn't like stab people in the back and take their stuff. They would do what was right morally and what was lawfully right.
Yes.
Most of the time. And Linda, for example, you especially considering your past, but I think it's very important to take your character's past into consideration when you're choosing your alignment. You were, if we're going to go with that, which is up to you, you were adopted, taken in by a kind-hearted lord and raised almost like his daughter, correct? Or at least his daughter's friend, like a permanent sleepover thing.
Permanent sleepover.
And he sent you to school, he paid for your tuition, so he's shown you kindness, which might have affected your view on the world. On the other hand, maybe you're not super respectful for the law because you were abandoned. Whereas David, if you still haven't decided how you came here, but perhaps you come from you get to decide what kind of society did you come from. Dragonborns are kind of unwritten as of now in this world. Were they nomadic tribes traveling around? Are they like the greater civilization? Are they superior to humans? Are they slaves somewhere? That's all up to you, man. No pressure.
Okay.
But that will probably affect your alignment. If you were a nomadic character, then maybe you wouldn't be lawful. It was more of a survival of the fittest and we stuck together thing. We're going to get to the backgrounds in a little bit.
I have an idea for how our background is going to be.
David, you don't have to flesh all of it out yet. If you just want to be, okay, I'm from a nomadic tribe, we can just settle it with that and decide later on. But did you pick alignment yet?
What were the options?
There's 9 of them. There's
Yes.
lawful, neutral, and chaotic,
Yes.
coupled with good, neutral, and evil. And if you're a lawful good character, you do what's good. You do what's morally and lawfully right. If you're a neutral good character, you do what's morally right. The laws be damned. A lawful good character would be a paladin who fights for his god, who's good, and a neutral good character would be Robin Hood, for example. Robin Hood is a perfect example of neutral good. He takes from the rich and gives to the poor. The law be damned because the law is corrupted. And a lawful evil character would be the Sheriff of Nottingham. He's got the law behind him. He follows the law, but he's not a nice person.
Does he really?
Yeah. And a
He's neutral.
chaotic evil person
He makes
is just
up the law.
Skeletor is chaotic evil, I'd say.
Really?
I think Skeletor is we can leave the alignment part behind if you need time to think about it.
I'm thinking lawful would be a bit boring, but it would be fitting to the position.
Hey, you have 2 people here who are lawful.
Fitness programs for everyone.
God damn it, no.
Well, the fitness.
Oh no, it's a fitness ad walking around. What is your religion?
Well, I follow it like a religion, and look at me, look at him.
Yes.
Are you a follower of my religion? Of course you are. Look at
Yes.
you, so buff, so
2% body fat.
if even.
1.
Wait.
And that is the tale. We're gonna talk about getting rid
If
of
I
that.
get stuck in a desert, I'm dead.
You can't starve for 5 minutes, then you're dead.
Nope. I need constant supply of water.
And water, salt, and fat.
Yes.
Okay, let's see here.
Oh god.
So we're gonna pick some backgrounds
Oh,
here.
that must be so disgusting.
Immense.
I'm trying to think if the
Ribs.
backgrounds are bound. I don't think they're actually bound to your class,
No, they're not.
No.
which is weird. Because
you can choose exactly what you want for a background.
Okay, I'm gonna list the backgrounds now. I'm gonna go through them very quickly, and then we can, if anything catches your fancy, focus on that one. But I'm just gonna go through them first. Backgrounds affect what kind of skills you have and sort of your raison d'être, your reason to be, as it were. You could be an acolyte, who is essentially a follower of a god.
Come on, you know you want to.
Cleric makes sense, but you could come from any walk of life, really. But an acolyte is essentially a follower of a priest, and that sort of defines who you are as a person.
So you 3 are acolytes.
No.
Of you, right?
Yeah.
And then we have something that I think might be interesting to Daniel. Charlatan.
No, that's too simple.
You have always had a way... Actually, you know what? I'll read the descriptions. We're not in a hurry. We're actually good on time.
What?
No, just read through them. and
Okay.
Just
I'll read through them.
and then if
A
we
charlatan-
find something that's interesting,
Yeah.
then we can go
Okay.
deeper into it.
A charlatan is... I'm just going to explain the word. Is someone who sells snake oil, who sells fake stuff to people, to fools.
Hang on.
Exactly. Criminal You were
No.
a criminal in your past. Might be you're not a criminal anymore, or you could be. You could have been an entertainer, court jester, or court musician, whatever.
Quick question.
Yes.
Can you have multiple backgrounds?
No.
No.
You have one. But there are specializations. For example, a criminal could be a spy. A charlatan could be... there's actually no other ones for that. But yeah, you could have been a spy instead of a criminal.
Yeah.
An entertainer can also be a
Gladiator.
gladiator.
Oh.
Ooh.
No.
A folk hero.
Oh, yeah. Perhaps
Could
a
have been
gladiator.
A folk
Out
hero.
of some strange fucked up reason.
A folk hero is someone who's essentially famous and loved by people.
I
Want to be a folk hero.
I
sure.
am thinking very hard about being a folk hero.
yeah.
I mean,
You were pushed into this position despite your personality.
I might have killed the one before,
Yeah.
or just taken over a random shank.
You could have been a guild artisan or a guild merchant, someone who crafted stuff and sold them, essentially. Could have been a hermit. Not super recommended.
I do not think so.
No.
A noble. Or a very noble, a knight, if you want to be a knight.
And fail at everything.
Yes, well, then. Outlander, someone who grew up in the wilds.
Deep-seated hate there.
Could be a wanderer or something like that. A sage, someone who spent years learning the lore of the multiverse.
The Marvel multiverse?
Yes, the Marvel multiverse, exactly.
You'll never learn that.
Especially since it keeps
so
changing.
big.
Yes.
You could have been a sailor or a pirate. Yeah. Wouldn't it be interesting if you two were former pirates who just got to land and decided
So
It has been a thought, yes.
yeah.
a soldier, an urchin, someone who grew up in the streets, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. So I'm just going to raise up
Urchin?
two of these that
Street urchin.
that I thought of.
Yeah.
That we could have been.
Yeah.
It's either we were nobles,
Yeah.
but we had to move away
That
for
works.
reasons.
For reasons. You were the bastard children of a corrupt
We
lord.
don't go into that.
No, it's either that or the sailor category. So it's either I thought of the noble, but also the sailor is very interesting.
Sailor or pirate?
I like the pirate idea.
Pirate, gold, pirate.
I just love the idea that you were like super rugged criminals. Like, you know what? We're hunted across the 7 seas. We should do something else.
Well, you know what? The deity I could have found is like some kind of sea god or something.
Yeah.
Worship the serpent.
And somehow it became popular.
Yes.
Ride the snake.
Yes. Don't mind him.
Nobles
So
or-
I'm thinking sailor and the pirates.
I love it.
So we're not gonna get free passage on ships. We're instead gonna. What is that?
You guys can, if you want to look into that now, we can go with
we have
Linda.
bad reputation instead. So either we. If we
But depends on where we
Okay,
are.
we'll handle
we
this
are
before
on
we
the
continue.
Isles. We have been.
Vikings.
No.
No. That was a suggestion.
axe.
The Holy Serpent of Gains.
Axe. Pen.
You guys were followers of the Holy Serpent of Gains. Gains in multiple meanings.
Yeah.
All right, sailor
I'm done
pirates.
with these
yeah.
two.
Yeah.
We're done.
You're sailors. Okay,
Pirates.
we'll get to that part later. You can write down, because you have the book, you can explain to us what you pick. And I'll go to Linda. Did anything I mentioned catch your interest?
Urchin.
Urchin. Let's see here. Just gonna. You grew up on the streets, alone, orphaned, and poor. You had no one to watch over you or to provide for you, so you learned to provide for yourself. You fought fiercely over food and kept a constant watch out for other desperate souls who might steal from you. You slept on rooftops and in alleyways, exposed to the elements, and endured sickness without the advantage of medicine or a place to recuperate. You've survived despite all odds, and did so through cunning, strength, speed, or some combination of each. You begin your adventuring career with enough money to live modestly, but securely for at least 10 days. How did you come by that money, and what allowed you to break free of your desperate circumstances and embark on a better life?
That
It's-
kind of doesn't work.
It seems a little... I mean, you can always change stuff. You can always go back and change something. I was thinking, like, the noble might work for you, perhaps, because you were raised... Again, if this is what you want to go
Yes.
with. You want... Is that what... Okay. Should I read it?
But I'm thinking since I kind of have a team,
Mm-hmm.
I could make it a team
Oh, yeah.
effort.
Yeah, Night Sign and Linkat. What do you think? Should she be an urchin or should she be a noble? And if you weren't around when we talked about it, essentially,
Do I have 2 people in my team?
well, you have Linkat, who's Team Linda. So Linkat, Linda, why don't you explain what we talked about before about your character?
Maybe a suggestion though, Acolyte. If you grew up with her and where would he put his daughter? Probably to learn in a temple or something like that.
Perhaps.
No.
Yeah,
But,
it's too simple.
What did we talk about your character before?
Okay, so we talked about my tiefling being almost practically adopted by this count and raised together with his daughter, learning stuff.
Yeah, becoming a wizard in the
Becoming
process.
a wizard
Yeah.
in the process.
We have 2 people out of 2 saying read noble, please. So I'm going to read it up for you. And that's kind of the background, yeah, that you were taken in. You were either abandoned or found or something. The noble background. You understand wealth, power, and privilege. You carry a noble title and your family owns lands, collects taxes, and wields significant political influence. Which is you're part of the Gaul family. Let's see here. You might be a pampered aristocrat, unfamiliar with work or discomfort, a former merchant just elevated to the nobility, or a disinherited scoundrel with a disproportionate sense of entitlement. These are just suggestions, by the way. Or you could be an honest, hard-working landowner who cares deeply about the people who live and work on your land, keenly aware of your responsibility to them. Work with your DM to come up with an appropriate title and determine how much authority that title carries. A noble title doesn't stand on its own. It's connected to an entire family, and whatever title you hold, you will pass it down to your own children. Again, we can modify both of these backgrounds a little bit if you want, if you don't, because you would probably not be entitled to the noble family. However, you might actually be given, what's beneath a count? Is it the duke?
Depends.
Is it a duchy?
I think the Duke and Duchess is kind of the same thing.
Baron would be beneath.
Baron, Count is beneath, let's see, Duke, Count, Baron.
Knight.
Yeah.
So you could become a baron if your count decided to give
Baroness.
you a baroness, yes.
Oh yes, the Baroness of Hell. She has
you
horns.
Don't have, this is racism.
She has horns.
And a tail, but that's still racism.
Hey, I know religion. She doesn't. I know where heaven and hell is.
Just because you guys are so not gnomes. So you are not the
I weigh 20 kilos, man. I am so gnome.
You're a 20-kilo pirate.
Acolyte
is actually a thing, by the way. Acolyte, we got a question here. If it's a thing, you would essentially be a follower of a god. So that would be like your thing. Not just a cleric, but like a devout follower. But I think noble works with you, if that's what you want to go with. And we kind of already have your position in the family figured out. You don't really, like, you probably don't expect to get any kind of reward. The reward you've already gotten is a loving family and the education and, stuff like that.
Food and shelter.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice food and shelter.
Yeah. So we can go here. Your skill proficiencies. Daniel, remind me, do you cross in the skill proficiencies on the character sheet? I think you do, right? You put a little mark.
You get to pick some of them. Yeah. From the background, you get 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then from your occupation or class, you get 2 or 3 or 4 more. Yeah.
So you get history and persuasion are your skill proficiencies. And you get tool proficiencies, 1 type of gaming set. We'll get back to that later.
Could you repeat that?
History and persuasion.
Yeah.
And 1 type of gaming set is for tool proficiencies. We can write that in later. I'm not entirely sure what that is. You get a set of fine clothes, a signet ring, a scroll of pedigree, and a purse containing 20 gold. We'll write all of this in later on if we have the time for it.
Wait, a scroll of pedigree or something like that? You
yes,
have like
exactly. Your family line.
This is
dogs, like pedigree.
Yeah, we'll change that around a little bit later.
Nice.
However, your feature, position of privilege. Thanks to your noble birth, people are inclined to think the best of you. You are welcome in high society, and people assume you have the right to be wherever you are. The common folk make every effort to accommodate you and avoid your displeasure, and other people of high birth treat you as members of the same social sphere. You can secure an audience with a local noble if you need to. And we can slightly modify this to say that you're certainly strange.
I'm guessing it could work as long as I say my name.
Yeah.
If I have the
You have the
belong
Gaul
to the
last
family.
name.
Also because of the pretty clothes,
Yeah.
I guess.
And you know how to bear yourself.
Yes, but I'm still going to be a tiefling, so it could be contrasting.
In certain cultures, you might encounter some difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A tiefling is a half fiend, by the way. It's up to you if it's what kind of... We can work that out much later. Suggested characteristics. There's actually some suggested personality traits. Sorry if this takes a long time, David, but we'll get to you in a bit. We'll get to you in a bit. It's really fucking warm in here. So
we can open the window if you want to.
Subway.
Yeah, there's going to be a subway going around. So essentially, we can roll up your personality trait if you want to.
Sure.
We can roll for suggestion.
Let's do it.
Yeah. A half what? A half fiend. A fiend is a demon, a devil, or a Yugoleth, I think they are.
Yugoleth?
Yeah. And essentially, demons are chaotic fiends. They're like, in hell. A devil is a lawful fiend, and a Yugoleth is a neutral fiend. So they are essentially the bad guys. And Linda's character is half bad guy. Not entirely half, could be. But somewhere along the line, one of her ancestors had a funny moment with a fiend and created her line.
Do this service for me, and my child will bear your
Yes,
sigil
exactly.
or something.
That's very common that you offer up.
Your parents were good people.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's usually something bad in the past. Some kind of deal made or something like that. Demons and devils and Yugoleths do not exist on the physical plane that we are playing on. They have their own plane of existence, and they have a hard time getting to our plane. So they want influence over mortals, because mortals are amazing and wonderful.
What?
So they make all kinds of deals with people to get that influence.
There's
Sounds
snacks.
like lies.
So roll a d8. This is your personality trait if you wish to have it.
2.
2. The common folk love me for my kindness and generosity. Does that seem like a suitable characteristic?
Sure.
So you just write that in personality trait. The common folk love me for my kindness and generosity. And if you don't have time to write it in, we'll write it in later.
You can always write the number on the person, like on all these traits. You can just write a number and we can fill it in later if you want to.
Great.
You are getting a lot of support here from Linkad. They're really rooting for you.
Nice.
Noble, fancy, half-demon, I don't know how we can lose.
Okay, first of all, have you heard about our brute?
He's
Next,
gonna
we're going to
win.
roll your ideal. A d6.
Let's see that.
D6.
Yes, this is what your ideal.
6.
Noble obligation. It is my duty to protect and care for the people beneath me. Does that seem like something your character would say? It's a good.
Fitting.
It's out of the kindness of your heart. It's not, they
I
are.
can make it work.
Yeah. So you're better than your inferiors, and you have to help them. So that's a good trait. And then your bond, a d6.
5.
5. My loyalty to my sovereign is unwavering. So that would be your
Yes.
loyalty to Richard Gall is unwavering. And what's your flaw?
And
That's a d6.
1.
1. I secretly believe that everyone is beneath me.
Yes,
I
not
love it.
Not demonic at all.
I mean, that's your heritage shining through. You really do like helping people beneath you. It's just that everyone is inferior to you.
Of course they need your help. It's your way of showing, look how good I am. Can't you just do this simple thing?
I mean,
It's only magic, like
Yeah.
proof.
you learn
Everyone
magic.
is like children and pets and...
Yeah. It almost sounds like an anime character, apparently. But I like it. I think it sounds like a genuinely good character to work with if you're comfortable with it.
I am.
And remember, this is role playing, so if there's anything you want to change, just go ahead and change it. Now we're gonna skip on to David.
Oh my god.
What did you pick? Outlander, Sage, Hermit, Noble, Guild Artisan, Entertainer, Folk Hero, Charlatan, Criminal,
Okay,
I think
Acolyte.
this is just fitting.
I think I heard Gladiator.
Gladiator. That would be under Entertainer, right?
Yes.
Yes. A gladiator is as much an entertainer as any minstrel or circus performer, trained to make the arts of combat into a spectacle the crowd can enjoy. This kind of flashy combat is your entertainer routine, though you might also have some skills as a tumbler or actor. Not Tumblr, the online form.
Although it seems that like our old Lord Richard really likes the bloodshed.
Now, this is your past. So
Yes.
perhaps you were a gladiator and just got...
I'm going with
He
gladiator.
bought you because he saw, oh man, he's both.
He bought you out of the goodness of his heart. It's like, this poor Dragonborn has been fighting his entire life.
We need him.
Perhaps.
to-
Or you made a conscious choice.
We need him to improve the gene pool of our nation.
Yeah.
Or perhaps I slew my captors and escaped.
Perhaps.
Oh, you're the
Good.
friendly kind.
Yeah. Using your by popular demand feature, you can find a place to perform in any place that features combat for entertainment. Perhaps a gladiatorial arena or a secret pit fighting club. You can replace the musical instrument in your equipment package with an inexpensive but unusual weapon, such as a trident or net. But there's
Trident or
more.
net?
There's more. Well, this classic gladiatorial item.
Sounds like fucking Aquaman.
Well, Aquaman is cool. The new
No.
Aquaman is buff as fuck.
Oh boy.
That's just because he's played
Sheriff of
by
Nottingham.
Khal
Drogo.
Drogo.
Exactly. Well, he's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get skill proficiencies, acrobatics, and performance.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get the two
cross them in?
proficiencies. What, sorry?
Yeah.
You cross in the squares, yeah.
Just fill them in or something.
Yeah.
Acrobatics and
Performance.
And performance, yes.
performance.
Well, oh shit, you're gonna be awesome at performance too.
Is there nothing you can't do?
No.
First of all, your wisdom was 16, wasn't it? Or 14. Okay. Because the first time I read this paper, I didn't read animal handling. I read man handling.
Why?
Why?
Well,
I don't know.
Wishful thinking.
Maybe. I don't really have great wisdom. You do.
Well,
David,
Yes.
do you want to roll a d8 for your personality trait?
yeah, fine.
Yes.
We'll give it
Again,
a try.
this is just a d8
That's a
is
12.
a 8-sided. Yes.
Yes, I
That's
had
it.
it.
No, that's a
That-
10-sided one.
that's an
No,
No, it's an
not.
8-sided. It's 8-sided. Sorry,
Chris.
Linda. Sorry, Linda.
Dear God.
What? Micromanaging. I'm also getting tired. It's 8.
Yeah.
No, 4.
4. Nobody stays angry at me or around me for long, since I can diffuse any amount of tension.
God,
I love it.
God damn it!
That's cool. Doesn't that work though? You're like this.
Yeah,
You're the guy in charge. You exude confidence.
He's the kind of guy you really want to hate, but he can't hate.
Yeah.
He's successful at everything, and I want to hate that guy, but he's too good, he's too nice.
So if there's in a party conflict, you go, guys, stop it. We have a mission. You're Captain America essentially. You're perfect at everything.
Shut up.
You want to roll a d6 for your ideal?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
2.
2. Tradition. The stories, legends, and songs of the past must never be forgotten, for they teach us who we are.
He knows the religion I'm trying to preach.
You can re-roll if you want.
It's draconic
It's
stuff
essentially,
from the past.
to translate that into a gladiator, maybe you practice ancient fighting arts. That could be a motivation for you, that you want to study all the old arts to preserve them. Or perhaps you're a
So
storyteller.
I'm Batman.
Yes. No, you're
Parents
Dragon
are
Man.
dead.
You're
Oh.
Dragon Man.
Yes.
Yes.
But, I mean, tradition could be a lot of different things. Perhaps you're the sole survivor of a group of Dragonborn who were killed and you were captured to fight as a gladiator.
Yes. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah,
I
so you
was
carry
going
on your
for.
people's traditions.
Okay,
All the old
what?
songs and dances. La, 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 la. That's what you do.
Yes, performance. God damn it.
Do you want to roll your bond, your d6?
Okay. 2 again.
2. Someone stole my precious instrument and someday I'll get it back.
No.
Perhaps, no. Well, it could work if you had a family weapon that was taken from you.
or
some
someone
kind
stole your precious something, your family, for example.
Yeah.
My trumpet.
Doesn't have to be a musical instrument. You're a gladiator, my friend. Someone stole my kazoo. I can never have one again.
No.
But it could be that you had a family weapon or an heirloom that someone stole.
Or you
can
re-roll
re-roll.
it. Roll
Doesn't
again.
kind of fit with
roll
becoming
again.
quartermaster.
That's true. Yeah, exactly. You've also settled down,
Yeah.
more or less. So,
Let's try another one.
yeah.
1.
My instrument is my most treasured possession, and it reminds me of someone I love.
Your instrument doesn't have to be an actual instrument.
Exactly.
It is a thing, an object.
God, I need to drink
Your
some water.
sword is your instrument of death.
The Pied Piper secret weapon.
Well,
Oh,
if
when is
anyone
Fika
can
time?
make a sword into an instrument, it would be me.
First of all,
Fika time.
I don't think...
I will go with that one.
You going with that one?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Next time we play, we're gonna have Fika time. right?
Yes, we need it.
Yeah, but we need to power on because it's over 8. So it's
Yeah,
5
we'll
minutes.
power on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
This has been going on fast. Okay, so basically your family heirloom that you keep from your slain tribe? Is that wasn't
something
listening?
like that.
I was zoning out. Something like that.
Yeah.
Again, it will be a while before we play because I'm going to Slovenia in 2 days. So you will have plenty of time to think about your characters in between
I'll
sessions.
write a book.
Yeah, sure. I have no players who have. Finally, a D6 for your flaw.
Okay. 4.
4. I once satirized a noble who still wants my head. It was a mistake that I will likely repeat. I don't know if that really works with your character. You made fun about no.
Well, that means we can create an enemy for Richard.
That's true.
He saved him from execution from one of his enemies because
He was the
you
only-
were out in the field, like showed him your bare ass or something.
What? Well, maybe something less
Satirized
less crass,
is that?
like made fun of.
Yeah. But that's
But
the...
that is a bard thing. So if you were a gladiator, perhaps you lost a fight on purpose to have your lord lose faith.
That doesn't really work with gladiatorial matches now, does it?
Actually, it does. Historically, gladiators rarely fought to the death, as
Yeah,
far as
actually,
I know.
yeah.
Because that would
They
be
were a
bad
huge
for the,
investment of time and money.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
They were like racehorses. You don't just kill a racehorse because, oh, you lost. BAM!
We need glue.
But
Glue
you could have done
important.
that. You could have been an unbeaten hero, and the wagers just kept growing, and you were aware of this. So in the big bad match that everyone had so much money on you, you just threw the match.
So I'm Bruce Willis from Pulp Fiction.
You make a lot of cultural references. I like it.
Isn't that the first one I've made today?
No, you've talked about Batman. You've talked
Oh.
about no, but that's a good example. In Pulp Fiction, he throws a match, and that makes him a good enemy.
Yeah, something like that. We'll go with it.
Yeah. So that's your flaw. You made a strong enemy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good, good. So we're done with that.
Yeah.
Excellent work.
Cool.
Now we're gonna go
And
to the
apparently I
pirates.
might do it again.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Do it again.
We've done this part.
You
We
done
have
it?
some.
So
Yeah.
tell us about your characters.
Yeah.
You're cheating.
Uh,
you have the book.
Yeah.
So let's start with the accountant.
Yeah.
Uh,
The older brother.
Yes.
The responsible one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, he has as a personality trait. No way.
Yeah, it is the first one. Personal.
Yeah. Okay. I like a job well done, especially if I can convince someone else to do it.
I love it. I love it.
So that's the personality trait. The ideal is that someday I'll own my own ship and chart my own destiny.
I
This
hope
is
you
just a
mean
pit stop.
Yeah, I hope you mean chart. 'Cause
Chart.
Chart is
Chart. You chart a map.
okay.
You
Yeah, okay.
discover-
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry for interrupting. I'll
Jesus
shut up. I'll shut
Christ.
up.
I got it.
Bonds. I was cheated out of my fair share of the profit,
Mhm.
and I want to get my due.
That's where your obsession with money comes from, perhaps.
I actually have the same one.
Yes. And funnily enough, the last one probably as well.
Yeah.
My pride will probably lead to my destruction.
Good. I like it.
I have that one too.
So, yes.
God, this group is amazing. I love it.
Right.
And Daniel, your character.
Well, the same thing. The pirate. The
Yeah.
pirate gnome, apparently.
Yeah.
Younger brother of him by 3 years.
You know,
20 kilos light, it seems.
21.
You're the more
me.
handsome brother
Yeah.
too. Yeah. You get all
Yeah.
the ladies.
I mean,
Yeah, if
I'm-
you want a kid.
after 3 years older, and I have 2 pounds more than him.
One day I'll have that too.
The games.
1 kilo difference.
You also have a
3
higher
years.
chance of heart problems, I guess.
All right.
Slightly, at least.
Right, I have the same bond and flaw as him,
Yeah.
but the personality is quite different. I have my friends know they can rely on me no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of strange, but
Lies and deceit.
dice tell their tale and I tell mine. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Well, they finally become your friend, which takes a little while.
No, actually, if people don't trust me, I can't get away with stuff. I mean,
It's true. It's true.
persuasion is a good thing. Although, then it's the ideal. That's I'm committed to my crewmates, not to ideal. So, in essence, I tend to think that people are more important than, well, laws and stuff, even though I'm lawful.
Yeah.
Although I'm lawful neutral, so that'll have to work. I mean, if I can get you two guys to get along and not do anything really stupid, my work is done. If you break the law a little bit, all right, not too much.
So, I just read that as well. Samwise.
More committed to people and your friends.
Well,
You're Samwise Gamgee.
I'm doing new catch.
At least he's not a halfling.
You're
He's
Samwise
even smaller.
Gamgee with a mustache. He's
God,
his
yeah.
evil twin.
Yeah,
Pirate
Sorry.
Sam.
What's your bond?
same as him. I was cheated, got out of my fair share of the profits, and I want to get my dues. And my flaw says my pride will probably lead to my destruction. So we're a bunch of prideful.
We're
So-
prideful gnomes.
All right,
Once-
let's go back. Let's take a step back again and go back to where we started. How are you four? Okay, well, Linda and David, I can understand why you're in the inner circle of trust for this lord. How did you get to this town?
Competence.
Okay.
Or
Lies
fleeing
and
away.
deceit.
I actually can't lie, so
I can.
But we can, before we continue, we can all sort of, I think you have a clear idea of who your characters are for now. So let's sort of sum them up. How did they get where they are? We start with Linda this time.
Well, as a young tiefling, she was found probably in the kitchens of Count Richard's
Just a little bit like that. So,
castle. And she was brought up together with his daughter and was educated and taken care of as well as she was. And now she's learning magic.
Yeah. And you were taught in the keep of the family?
Yeah.
Okay. So they had like a traveling tutor come and tutor you.
Yeah, or
supposedly.
someone stationary, someone from around.
Perhaps the count had an old archivist or an old scholar who tutored you, and he might be dead or just too old to do the job now, so you've taken over as the kind of archivist and librarian.
Yeah.
Perhaps you are a librarian too. This is Lord Richard is an educated man, and he appreciates books. So you have 20 books.
As do I. I love books. 20 books.
That actually is a lot of books for this time. But yeah,
I take very good care of them.
Yeah, so you have like a library, not necessarily 20 books,
a bookshelf.
which would have cost a fortune before
Yes.
the printing press.
Yeah.
Also, I have a study.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
do you have any special thing you study? Is it like known in the castle that you know something special? You have a expertise of some kind?
Well, I know a lot of history because that's the majority of the books. It's just history of old families
All right.
and lands.
Lots of family trees, yeah.
Heraldry.
Heraldry, yes.
Heraldry indeed.
And I suppose one or two of those could be the arcane.
The arcane, yes. And you had a natural affinity for it, perhaps because of your heritage.
I understood it.
Mythology.
Indeed.
Ooh.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
What?
Who want to go next? Or are you done, Linda?
Yeah, I'm pretty done.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, if you want to fill in anything else, then
I mean, we can probably go to
Maybe
David
next
because
He's
how the
interesting.
hell did we get here?
Yeah.
well,
Well,
clearly
we
you're
were-
not from around.
I
yeah.
I have an idea.
So have
I have an
but you
idea.
go with yours?
Yeah.
But David, how did you,
pirates.
a gladiator, come to be the quartermaster of Lord Richard Gall?
Well,
Kill the old
I'm-
one that took his place?
I'm thinking maybe I come from sort of slightly more advanced civilization than humanity at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of civil war between different kinds of Dragonborn, though.
Oh, so they were like different tribes or
Yes.
families. Yes.
High civilization, it seems.
Yes.
Civil wars, even.
And, well, they basically effed my people up.
Mm-hmm. What's your color?
I don't know. I'm thinking brought into slavery.
Mm-hmm.
They took note of my buffness,
Mm-hmm. Your natural
And-
buffness.
talent for effing people up.
Yeah.
So they brought me into the gladiatorial arena.
Mm-hmm.
I was very proficient, and then I cheated my so-called master in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Either killed the guards and escaped, or tricked myself out of there.
Yeah. You won your freedom by kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And found my way into this current civilization, and well, proved to be quite proficient as a blacksmith and stable master and so on. And
To get
The good
stuff
Lord.
done, man.
found out and took me into his employ.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
Maybe.
perhaps as a gladiator, you became a representative of the entire group. Like, because you were so charismatic and strong, you became kind of like the figurehead of of the gladiators. Because, like a union head, for example.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Or just kind of like the Gladiator story movie.
Yeah.
Maximus becomes very famous because he knows how to entertain people and so on. Works his way up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, what kind of thing do you want to be able to have as a dragon breath?
Yeah.
And then we decide the color by that.
Yeah. That makes sense.
You want to shoot lightning, fire, acid?
Cold.
Let's go with acid. That sounds interesting.
Okay.
There's
Right.
two acids.
It's black or copper.
Black or copper. Black one, you have a line of fire. You do it in a straight line.
Mm-hmm.
The copper one, wait,
Cold?
Cool.
no, never mind. Both of them had the same. It's just the
Yeah, choose if
Fire.
you want to be black or copper.
I'm just
Yeah.
Pick one.
imagining projectile vomiting.
Well,
Oh my
great
God.
at parties.
Oh! You scarred the Lord's face!
By
You
vomiting
shot
on.
acid at him.
Spat
sure.
at
You
him.
waited for the perfect opportunity, and you just spat acid in his
Spit in his face, and
Okay.
it melted.
Okay, I was just
If you want.
thinking that's
Yeah,
why
sure.
he's so light.
Could be.
Why he
too.
doesn't weigh so much.
My
Oh.
intestines have melted.
You could. So
Metabolism awesome!
let's go on with Toby and Daniel together. How did you end up in the employment of this lord, and why does he trust you?
Okay, so we both have I had an idea because we both have this bond that we were cheated of our profit.
Yeah.
We were washed up ashore.
I like it. I like it.
So from there, we have to try to. How the hell do we get back at those guys?
We have to get back at them.
Yes, and then
So this is a pit stop, essentially.
yes,
This
or-
is a gig. We need to get money, people, and provisions.
Yeah.
But then again, we have to find a ship.
Yeah. So you did what you do best. You steal money and you con
Yeah,
people into.
but then
giving
something
you money.
happened.
Yeah.
It went good. We really succeeded at it. I mean, he's the accountant. I'm the parish priest. I mean, this
Linkets
is a good
your
gig.
shitty pirates, by the way.
What the fuck? No, we're not shitty.
But it
pirates.
went well, right?
I was a shitty
You did
pirate.
good. You did good at this. You
Yeah,
did even
so-
better than you did as pirates.
Which is now like we'll get back at them
Somehow,
One day,
sometime.
one of
we'll
these
send
days.
him at them.
Yes,
You,
exactly.
you spend your evenings at the local pub. Just one day we're gonna do it. But you're making a lot of money. You're actually kind of liked by people.
We're gaining weight.
You're not. You're not. You're getting kind of old.
I was like 12 kilos when I flooded up.
You need to get kids before it's too late.
Hey, we have 400 and something years left.
Oh, damn! Is that how long gnomes live?
They live.
Yeah, 500 years
Wow.
apparently.
Apparently, like, we are pretty young,
Yeah.
almost. around 80. So
around 60.
Yeah.
It's so.
But essentially, it's kind of hard to find the motivation to leave
No,
this
no, no,
place
no.
when it's
Yeah.
in every possible way better than how your lives used to be.
I mean, we're
And-
eating well.
They're not treating us badly.
no,
We don't
at
have
all.
scurvy.
no, and you're not forced
No.
to run from everywhere. You're not being hunted down like dogs.
That's excellent.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
No keel hauling.
yeah. But
Well-
one of these days, you'll get it back. You'll get
The
that
keel
treasure
hauling?
back. No. Oh, some good old keel hauling.
Oh, we'll need that.
Yeah, I like it. But why does the Lord like you?
Because we're brilliant and kind of likable.
Okay.
Small and
I know
cute.
how to really
Is
do
it-
with paperwork.
Yeah. The tax
And,
collector.
and
yeah.
apparently paperwork is quite. People look up to it.
Yeah.
If you can write on paper and it doesn't look like shit,
The numbers are good.
then numbers are good.
You always get the taxes
Yes.
without hurting people.
Yeah.
Which is appreciated by the Lord.
Yeah.
And what kind of God do you worship and spread the word of? Have you
I
settled
guess-
on that yet?
Well,
Serpent of Gains.
I like the Serpent of Gains.
no, it seems
a name
to.
would be good.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out until later, I guess.
Okay.
Until inspiration strikes.
Okay.
But it seems to me it has to be some kind of slightly pagan, but also people-friendly kind of
God
god.
of fertility and life.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah. And
Because-
second chances.
That is always woven in there, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, and that children and tiny people are a-okay. Trust them.
Yeah. I mean, you're short. You got to compensate for something. So
Well, you know, the church takes a tenth,
that's true. That's true.
and
so
he takes another
we
tenth.
kind of worked you guys into the story.
I have a simple reason why I would love, if anything happens, why I would love to have him at my side or in front.
How is your relationships with each other, by the way?
I look up to you.
Of course you do.
Not only because of height, because of I have been practicing your way of life for some time now. I am gaining weight.
You're an acolyte of the Dragonborn.
Yes, I am.
I'm your personal trainer.
Perhaps if I can, I'm gonna get a scale mail in your colors, just wearing it around.
Lincoln, I agree. They are waiting for the best ship to be built, and then they will commandeer it. And there's just so many steps to becoming pirates again.
Yeah, well,
right.
It'll take years.
Yeah.
We have time.
Yeah, you have time.
lots of time.
You're not. Yeah. Yeah.
But we have to create the enemy that we're gonna get even with.
Yes.
It was a tiefling,
Of course.
of course.
So
Well,
Tiefling
we'll
pirate.
come back.
we start with Daniel and work our way back to Linda,
Yeah.
who was first before. What's he's your brother.
Yeah.
Do you love your brother?
No.
Why
I don't.
are
Te-
you,
I don't. I don't tell him that, but it's
He's good in business propositions.
I thought when you said he's good in, I was like, good in.
he held it. Yeah, he held it there. Yes.
No.
I don't want to know this.
No.
We shared a bunk.
No,
on the ship,
Lincoln.
I mean,
I'm glad you're commenting. This is making it so much better. Sorry.
yeah. Well, like, I don't know if I really like him. I mean, we seem like hardship characters.
I mean, first of all,
He's the only one you got.
we're brothers. That it's
yeah, it's brotherly love. I mean, we slap each other around probably and like
Yeah.
cheat on each
no
other and stuff.
fuck no.
You cheat on each other. What is with this? Are you a couple?
No.
Have you any brothers or sisters in real life? You know what you do. I mean, in the end, I would stand by him against
Oh,
anything.
okay,
But
okay. You
until
went
that
that
time, it's like, look there,
Yeah.
steal stuff. No problems.
I'm sure you have your childish sibling arguments. Yeah.
Probably.
But the older brother, do you love your brother?
I am a likable guy.
Our brotherly love is more like a business,
Okay.
and he likes his brother, but sometimes the younger brother, is just too fucking strong.
You keep him in check.
What?
You keep him in check
How?
by being the older brother.
Yeah. He has that
I'm
older
older than you, 3 years. Yeah.
You're heavier than me. Oh no!
Yes, you sit on him.
In gnome years.
Yeah,
Glad.
three gnome years and 1 kilo. You have that on me. Damn it!
The incest is real. I don't.
What?
No, it's a comment.
No.
No.
This is going
not like
somewhere I don't.
You're not
PG-13, man.
comfortable with.
No.
But your relationship with your brother is a typical brother relationship, and the fact that you're the only two who know that you used to be pirates. I don't think you've told anyone
Yeah.
that yet.
we probably don't really go around and say, "Hey, Lord, before this, we were pirates.
Yeah,
we were looking
That's
at.
why I'm so goddamn good with gold."
We were looking at your coast and thinking like, we should raid that.
Yeah.
No, we're not telling anyone.
You're a Sweetwater pirate.
But you just have to wait until it dies. I mean, what's that like?
2 years, 2
2
nights. Slice. No, good characters.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
When he actually the thing we have to look out for is when he dies, Stella is in power, and we don't know how she's gonna react and what she's gonna do.
She might be more insightful.
Yeah, she might be a nerd that likes. She can do all the numbers. You're out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
Then I'll have to leave.
That's true.
I
You
would
gotta
leave.
you gotta keep milking that cow dry
Yep.
until she dies.
I use my powers and medicine knowledge to keep him alive.
You're his personal medicus.
Oh yes, I'm giving massages, some tonics, anything. You have
You
to
give him
stay
really
alive.
nice smoothies.
He should have died like 10 years ago
Oh
or
my
something.
god, I
like
love it. He's alive because you keep milking him dry.
that. Yes.
Oh my god.
Because of him.
And
I
because
love
of that, the entire family of the Gals, they love me. And it's
Or
like,
hate you.
you should be a priest. You should. Here's a church. Make it happen. I'm good. All right.
You promote healthy living. Your faith is healthy living. I love it.
The Church of Gains.
Yes,
The Church of
It
Gains.
seems like that's going to be a
Monetary
thing. Yeah.
gains, health gains, plenty of gains.
Sounds bad. He's going to be dead when we get back.
Oh no! Don't say that.
You don't know that.
Could I maybe perhaps wake him from the dead or something like, I don't know.
Well, at a high enough level, you can.
Skeleton zombie at least. Or something.
Yeah, you can't wake people who die natural deaths from the dead.
So when he is about to croak, like, ah!
You
And
can,
then,
you can, however, I think you can make him into a lich.
oh, I don't know.
That
what
is one way of keeping him alive.
Alive.
Kind of.
What's your relationship with Linda's character? Yes. And we're strictly going, how do you relate to her? When it's
Right,
her turn,
right.
how does she relate to you?
Quite possibly, I've talked to her quite a lot about what are the traditions and the local stories from all these simple folk that live here. I mean, what are the values of this entire small nation thingy that's going around here, and what have generally the family of Gal done for them, to them, at them, so I know where everyone stands. And then I have tried to locate where are the generally viewed neutral or holy sites, so I can use them to launch my gains campaign.
Your campaign of gains, as it were.
Professional, as far I don't really know you. I don't actually want to have known you or know you at all in the beginning. The thing I've always looked, well, not down upon, but askewed on, is the horns, and the fangs, and the tail, and the ears, and the strange colored skin and eyes, and like, I don't
different.
I don't know. You have to decide later. But the things that are different, I'm not so sure about that. Perhaps if we had a captain, that's the same. Perhaps it's more like if I'm going into this religion thing, I'm not gonna be proficient in it. I'm just gonna charlatan it. But still, that is one big no-no in all the books.
After all, she's sort of a reminder of the reality of faith, isn't she? Because she's a successor of fiends, and fiends are spiritual creatures. So she's walking proof that the god that you worship probably exists.
That's even more creepy, but yes.
So she's
You are my guilt walking around.
I love it. And how,
God.
yeah.
Popping up around every corner.
So every time I do something, you're like, hello.
What you
And of
doing?
course, you're not aware of that. You're just like interested in what the clerics do.
He's like always afraid of you. It's strange. On edge.
No wonder he's this tall.
This little cattle-sized person.
You're a walking kettlebell.
Yes, I am. Quite literally.
Very heavy head.
What you doing? Ah!
Just fall over if you're not careful.
At one time, as a prank, he put me in a catapult as a sleeping place. And like, no.
Thankfully, you're so light that you never really accelerate to a mortal point like that.
Isn't there kind of a spell that makes you like light as a feather and float
There
down?
is feather flight.
I should have to
And
try.
we covered your relationship with this guy. You look
We
up to him. He's your ideal.
Well, yeah, that's one of the things, of course. But in this world, it's kind of more brutal, I think. And you are the guy proving everyone wrong. You can survive and achieve everything. And I want that guy at my side. Besides, I can't really hate you, so I want to be kind of close to you so that your excellence rubs off more on me.
You wish he was dumber so you could take advantage of him.
I wish he was bad at anything, at least. It's like, come on, you walk into a room and everyone like, oh man, I wish I had scales.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And he is a titan for me. For me, I'm like up to his knees.
You're barely to his knees.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you would be about.
I mean,
you would
what
be
would we
knee
do
level.
if he goes alone and we're stuck with like a horde of something?
And the other thing, what would we do if he ever turns against us or just leaves? I mean, he's our safety.
We're fucked.
Yeah.
How do you know he hasn't seen through your plot?
We haven't, but he hasn't killed us yet or eaten
that's
us
true.
yet. Or
He hasn't done anything yet. And in worst case scenario, if he starts running from danger, we'll just latch onto his legs.
yeah, ankle weights.
I was just thinking that ankle weights. So now we've done most of the relationships. Stella, you're kind of skeptical about.
Yeah, so far I don't know where she stands, and she's one of her students or friends. It's kind of a social circle I'm probably not.
She's a little bit less trusting than her dad.
She needs faith.
Yeah,
she needs to find a church.
Lord Richard sees the good in everything. Stella kind of sees the use in everything. She's not necessarily a bad person, but she's more practical. She's like, do we really need to give 25% of all our taxes to the church?
Well, he can explain why.
Yes.
And she's like, do we really need someone to come and gather the taxes? Why don't we just have a tax day for everyone to come and give? And you're like, no, that would never work. That would never work.
I'll give you statistics now on why this doesn't work.
And you know the good book says that you shall never.
You are the worst combination.
Or the best.
We make this nation work. And if we don't work, he does.
It's no longer a nation, but he will one day be.
Well, he has neighbors, right? And they're weak sometimes, right?
Maybe you want to get on her good side so you can remain advisors.
Yeah, and expand. And yes.
Yeah. One day you will get your ship.
Yeah.
Right. So Toby,
yes.
We've covered your relationship with Daniel a little bit. You tried to exert your influence over him at least a little bit. Which one of you longs for the seas the most?
That is a good question.
Dice allowed?
Right. Yeah.
Highest on a D20, go.
Yep.
That's a typical role-playing way of dealing with
10.
Oh, you.
All right, I like to see more. So.
Yeah.
Gain snake. Take me back to the seas.
What's your relationship with Linda's character? How do you perceive Linda's character?
Well, first of all, she can read.
She's
that
clearly
is a big up.
She's a better level of person then.
Yes, she is more sophisticated. But also, I see her as a little bit as a rival because I don't want her to take my job.
Yeah, your competition. She's an archivist, a librarian, and you're an accountant and a
which is basically both of us are bookkeepers.
Yes,
but she has magic. And connection with the nobles.
But he has knives and backs to stab.
But you produce more money.
That's true.
In a shorter amount of time, I can probably gather more money than.
So if it ever came to a situation where the Lord was like, "I have to fire one of you," you'd be like, "I make more money." She just reads books.
Or
basically.
Or you could say this: "All right, fire me, but you will never find the money."
What is that like? What is that? Squid.
I have a Swiss bank account.
Oh, you know all your funds. You don't know where they are, do you?
First of all, that is probably plan A. Plan B, run from him. Because if the Lord sends him on me, I'm fucked.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's where could I hide?
He will find you, and he will kill you.
Well, I can probably
he has a
hide
particular skill set.
I can probably hide in a lot of places, but he'll still find me because he'll just take a barrel and crush it. And if I'm not inside it,
another barrel. One barrel at a time, he will find you.
And he'll have a barrel of laughs, and I won't.
But your relationship is kind of a rivalry with Linda's character then. But you're cordial with her. You're polite.
Yes, of course I'm polite.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I be polite to people I work with here in the place where I'm not storing any hidden money?
Do you know how a scheme works?
Long con is turning into a really long con.
The con is keep him alive.
Milk him dry.
We should look around for another guy to take his place. He kind of looks the same, old guy.
Body modification.
What is your relationship with David's character?
Oh, you respect him. Yes.
Yeah.
Do not go against that guy. Be on his best side.
Okay.
For obvious reasons.
And Stella, Gal, how do you perceive her?
Oh, I don't like her.
Why not?
She is probably because she is very, very capable of reading and
finding stuff out on her own.
Finding stuff out, trying to have new ideas for her father on how they can do things. It's not a great deal for me because that means less work money for me and probably work money for someone else. Or not at all.
She's too creative for her own good.
Yes. She comes up with some stupid ideas, new modern ideas.
Things have always worked this way.
Calculators.
Since I started here, things have been running smoothly. There's
bookkeeping.
So why would things change?
Yeah, exactly.
They work.
And Richard, of course.
I love that guy. He gives me cash.
And he lets you take cash from other people.
Yes.
And he loves you.
Yeah.
All right, Linda. What's your relationship with this guy? How do you see that guy?
The buff gnome, which is surprisingly a kilo lighter than me.
You know, all that baby fat, apparently.
You're always carrying a kilo of money on you. Sorry, Linda.
How is this?
I think neutral to in the beginning, but since you searched her out to get stories and learn about stuff, she goes like, "Oh, he's interested."
Manipulation, yes.
So you see kind of a fellowship in him, perhaps?
Yeah. Although you do seem quite jumpy when I'm around, you know.
No, of course not. You're not a walking proof that hell exists.
That one day.
And I'm pretending to follow religion. I will burn someday.
In the deepest pits of hell. But of course, you see a kind of a
cat. Jumps 5 feet into the air.
So apparently we're the cats. She's the cucumber.
Oh,
yes.
Oh God! Cats reacting to cucumbers.
Yes.
If you haven't seen any of those videos, just Google cats reacting to cucumbers.
YouTube it.
Yeah.
I can really understand if we're walking down a hallway and it's like we're having a discussion and she's coming. Her head pops down from below. Hey, what's good? Throws coin at her. Go away!
Holy water.
But it's kind of a you see him as an not equal, but someone who's interested in learning things.
Yeah, someone with shared interest.
Yeah. And what about that guy?
The fat.
Your rival, as it were.
Fat
you see him as a rival.
Of course.
1/20th of your body is fat, man.
He's tiny. He's tiny.
Man.
But he's a tax collector. It's a completely different thing, right?
Yeah, so he's smart. He does his job well, as far as I know. So
See, this is working out for me.
I can't wait to see where the story's going to go with these guys. But yeah,
so it is a professional relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about the Dragonborn?
Well, the Dragonborn is a cool fighter. So
Do you have posters too?
Do I have what?
Do you have posters on your
From
wall
his fighting days.
Oh man.
where he stands
No,
like,
but-
Oh, man, it's a fan. She's a fan.
I am.
I mean,
but you
he-
know, probably a thrown handkerchief somewhere. dropped.
He is also an outsider. He's very different from everyone else.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I mean, most of the people in this castle and all around it should be human.
Yeah,
So I
definitely.
mean,
It
we
is-
are the different ones.
Yeah. There are some.
So maybe
the
a
most
kinship
trusted
there.
of Richard Gall is non-humans.
He doesn't trust.
He has probably. There's probably voices of dissent against this.
He hasn't been
There are
backstabbed by
halflings and
us yet.
dwarves and humans and half-elves and the occasional half-orc, but somehow he surrounded himself with the non-humans.
Well, it's kind of simple. If they say anything, he'll cut away their cash. I'll take away their faith. He'll kill them. I mean, it's simple.
What about
this-
me?
It's the circle of nobility.
Well,
Fireworks.
take his daughter
Bring
to
down
safety.
hell.
and burn down his
No,
house.
you make sure his legacy survives. So
You burn the
he's
books.
good.
You do anything, this whole library.
Everything burns.
What's your Stella is your childhood friend?
Childhood friend. See her like a sister. I like her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loyal to her, just as I am to Richard.
Mm-hmm.
Looking slightly nervous over there.
Have you ever?
It's a demon that says, "I'm the
it's
best friend with
unfair
nobility."
That you,
Always looks good, right?
Because of how you look, you will never. Because you're
Yeah,
smarter
because
than Stella.
I'm thinking that Stella should be behaving more nobly, more elegantly, because she's more of a nerdy type.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm just,
I'm thinking that she might see her as should be better. So pushing her to
Oh yeah,
be,
you're pushing Stella to
be
greatness.
the lady or the
The future countess that she should
Yeah.
be. Yeah. Sorry for interrupting you, Toby.
no, it's absolutely fine. I'm just thinking, from probably the my character's perspective, it's like any day now she's going to say to either the Lord or Stella, "Let's strike a deal," and that's like no. And then we're getting into some
You're
serious
scared.
shit.
You're scared of her.
Oh, deals are very powerful things, and I even make contracts for deals, so I know.
You know.
You have a template right here.
Good thing she doesn't.
Exactly, a template right here. Add this word. Add this word.
So, do you think it's good that she doesn't seem to be very ambitious at the moment, or are you worried
Right
she's
now-
playing a long con?
Right now, it feels like she hasn't thought the plan through.
Should we try to include her, like, so we can take care of her later? As a friend and ally?
But what's your relationship with Richard?
well, he's
He's your adoptive father.
adoptive father. He's kind. He's nice. He seems to take care of his people the right way,
Mm-hmm.
or at least in my perspective, he seems to be. So I like him and I'm loyal to him.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. And then finally, the Dragonborn.
Yes.
Let's
You're all
start-
beneath me.
Yeah. What's your relationship with Daniel's character?
Well, I find him amusing, and
I had a picture of you, asked you to sign it at one time.
Yes.
You find him amusing?
Yeah,
Is it
but
pathetic amusing or just
no.
like fascinating?
I see him as a comrade-ish.
Someone who appreciates the
Muscle power!
muscle power.
Yeah,
Dear God.
some kind of friend. So
Hang around, prospect.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, he will never achieve your greatness, but who will?
he's up to my knees.
Greatness comes in many forms, my friend.
There are spells for that.
So you you
grow
appreciate
up
his
his
company.
waist.
Then.
Yeah, I like him.
Okay.
Oh
He's
my God, sorry.
what about his brother, the tax collector?
Yeah, kind of a bit kind of the same there. I mean, I appreciate them both for what they do. I see them as helpful and good to have around. Although the money part is kind of a... I'm wary of people who have control over money and belief or faith.
Yeah. People who have control over other people, perhaps.
Yes.
With
Kind of
the
goes
small-
with the background of
Yeah.
my character.
Yeah.
Also, I'm seemingly very intelligent, so I don't think I'm completely oblivious to...
I mean, you're a genius. You're a genius. You could be a dictator. You could be anything.
Yes.
And also, Richard could probably fire us all except you. And you'll do everything.
Presumably, yeah.
Better.
I have to fire you!
And even better.
I have to fire you. Dragonborn, kill them. What?
Slice! No, it takes the dumbbells and
I can totally see how you have a distrust against people who influence and control other people.
Yeah.
And you have some idea that perhaps these
Don't
two...
put words in his mouth.
He said that himself.
He might like people like that.
But you know that these two are not entirely truthful in what they're doing. But
Yeah.
they're doing good things.
Hey, we're small.
Exactly.
We're scared.
Yes.
The Gnome brothers. And what's your relationship with Linda, the Tiefling?
Well, I'm kind of protective of her, seeing as she's also different. I mean, dragon, tiefling.
You were
Dragon,
both-
devil,
you're
always
both
good.
Sort of
No, no,
cast
no, no,
outs
no,
from
no.
your
Yes.
own. Yeah.
Yeah, why were you cast out? You were so kind and peaceful and friendly and helpful to everyone. You're not from species that like kills everything.
Yeah, acidic breath and all that.
Yeah. I'm good with kids.
Keeps them quiet.
All right. You're the kind of guy who says to people, "I love kids that screams," because that means sooner or later someone's gonna come and take it away.
Oh, well.
You just pinched them and then they start screaming, "Oh no, take it back."
Oh no! Oh no, it's broken.
But you kind of protective of her.
Yeah.
She's smart and wise.
Yeah.
Do you ever talk to her or someone else about your culture and your past?
Yeah, seeing as she's the scholar of the court, so to say, of course, we discuss, my people, my mythos and all that.
I have listened
The
into
background.
that with one question. Are you still typical of your people? Are there like a or a group of thousands, a nation of you out there? Are you in that case the runt or the top of the litter, or just normal? What have you said?
Well, not top, but I mean, I was a gladiator who fought his way up to the top.
There's better than you.
Yes.
Are you kind of then the normal of your kind?
Kind of the run side, I'd
Slightly
say.
above average, but still kind of way below the bigger
I have a lot of inspiration for this Dragonborn nation now.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
I have nightmares
It would
about that
be
nation.
hilarious if he is the runt of the litter. Like, he's the
They're a
worst they can
nation
be.
of black hulks.
They threw you away because you couldn't lift enough or kill enough. Or
No, we
you
was-
couldn't read enough languages.
He was
just
I
got
couldn't lift my own house.
They got rid of their weak ones.
Yes.
Kind of like Colin, they just throw them
You were
out.
culled.
Oh my god.
I also have a question for that.
Yeah.
Do you write fan fiction of him?
No. Not that anyone knows. of.
Not officially. You have like a chain letter going around to certain select members of the society.
So me and Stella, we...
Every
Oh
female.
yeah, you gossip.
No,
No.
we co-write.
Oh, you go right.
Oh.
Oh, she's your beta reader. She reads it before you publish it.
And she paints pictures most.
I can imagine that there's quite a fan club growing around the Dragonborn.
Yeah, but he doesn't have. We don't have anything to challenge him with. I mean, we don't have a gladiatorial pit with anyone that can match him.
Yet.
We could catch some bears, I guess, and try that. But it
I mean,
seems
if
like
that
a lost
doesn't
cause.
work, we'll find some trolls. If that doesn't work, probably
Wait,
won't.
wait. The one bad part, we have to find these things.
Yes. And that's what we
And
need the
catch
money
them.
for, to pay someone else to do it.
Crap.
Oh, we only have 8 minutes left
I have
Oh
one
my
until
question for
9
everyone.
o'clock, which is the form deadline.
Yeah.
Deadline. Deadline. I was gonna say deadline.
I have a question for each and every one of you, though. Do your characters, do they have any piece of equipment, mundane stuff, that you keep close to yourselves that is really valuable for you?
Yes.
Good.
And in that case, what?
No.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of in my personality traits, right?
Yep.
That
You have an
keep
item that
something.
you keep safe?
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah. Probably from my side is probably this rabbit's foot that he has.
All right.
It is...
Pirate with a rabbit foot.
It's either that or a peg leg, and I'm not getting the peg leg.
No, that would be too obvious.
Yes. But no, the rabbit's foot, so he keeps it because he woke up with it on the shore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Like
like,
clutching it.
yes, it worked. So obviously
And then
there's
he
something
chopped
about
off the rabbit and kept it.
Exactly. It's like, yes. Ah, thank you, rabbit. Snap.
Oh god,
It's
that's
just
terrible.
Continuing on.
I
nodded
gold
off.
earrings. Yar, I am the tax collector. Are you a pirate? No. How did you know?
Give us a coin.
Do you have any?
Yeah, I would like to have something that is of emotional value, but not actually valuable. So help me figure.
Perhaps a piece of cloth from the first dress you were given when the Lord took you in.
Or a book that was gifted.
Perhaps.
Or perhaps something that was found in your basket if you were found as a child.
I want
Eh,
something from
amulet, something-
before the.
Yeah, perhaps a letter that was in your basket when he put you on the steps of somewhere. Like,
Where-
take care of my child or you will or burn.
I was thinking I would be a bit older than a baby. Actually, found in the kitchen scavenging for food.
Oh.
Some
Well,
kind of
clearly you
gem,
can
maybe?
run at 12, like a month. So,
Why?
What?
because Dragonborn, no, fuck, Tiefling, never
Tiefling,
mind.
yeah.
I thought of Dragonborns, like, of course they would be in the kitchen running after food.
No, but you were found probably not as a baby, but as a small child.
So maybe like a rag doll or something that she keeps very hidden in her adult age.
Like a small doll. Was
Well-
that given to you by the Lord, or did you have it
No,
with you?
I have had it with me
Okay.
A
before.
gem, maybe?
So I thought about not having something that I could sell to get food, something worthless for others but valuable for me.
And, okay, just a small thing. An amulet, but you don't know that is a soul stone of your parents.
Or your
That would
own.
be terrible. That would be
Jeez.
terrible. Oh, I mean, Linkcat here says yes, ragdoll. I don't know their opinion on the soulstone thing, but
So it's a ragdoll with a soul stone. No, trapped soul in the ragdoll. Combine them.
it
A
speaks to
ragdoll
you.
made of
Well,
stone.
Yeah, when you
It
it's
speaks
kind
to you,
of
but only when you're alone, perhaps.
and when you sleep or when you put a pin into it.
Are
It's
you
green.
sure you're not?
Oh!
Are you really sure you're not like schizophrenic or something? No, it speaks to me. Oh, yeah, yeah.
No,
I have magic.
I
Speaks
would
to me.
not tell anyone that I spoke with a doll.
But is it? Do you want
But
it
it
to
does
speak
respond.
Yeah, sure.
to you? And it doesn't
It
say
can-
like it gives you some advice occasionally. It gives you advice.
Kill them all.
It's been fairly harmless so far. It's been harmless.
Yeah,
It's only
just-
got your best interest in mind, and it's been giving you
stray
good
cat.
advice, and it's a good friend.
It's a companion like
Yeah.
Tom Riddle's diary.
Yeah, exactly.
Fork, go for the eyes.
Feed me that
Yeah, so
stray
there's probably something in this rag doll that you have no idea what it is. But since it's been with you for as long as you remember, it makes perfect sense that it talks to you.
Does the ragdoll have horns?
We'll leave that to when we get to the description,
Oh.
because we have to unfortunately start rounding up, and I'm gonna give you guys the introduction to where the adventure is gonna start.
All right.
The equipment we'll handle off screen. It's pretty easy and
Yeah.
also mind-numbingly boring.
We'll be ready with the characters for next
Oh,
time.
Yeah.
joy.
So equipment is fairly simple. We will handle that later.
God damn it.
But I'm going to set up the scene for when we start the adventure. So you're all summoned to the quarters of the bedridden Lord Richard. He's still healthy, but he is taken to long mornings. you know, as his medicus, that he has joint pains and that his lungs are not in the best conditions. He's quite old. But you're doing your best to keep this cow alive.
Oh, yeah.
But he takes a long time to get up. And he doesn't spend many hours every day on his feet.
I put him through a program of personal fitness, so
he's doing his mad gains while talking to you.
Of course.
But he summons you to his chambers. Stella is there as well, dabbing his forehead because it's warm.
Because I told her to.
Yes, it's around midsummer, so it's quite warm. The temperature would be Swedish Stockholm weather-ish.
So very cold and rainy.
Cold, rainy, hot and balmy, never anything in between. But he summons you to his chambers. What kind of voice does he have? Yes, you are my closest advisors, and I have recently heard news from the Stonehammer quarry. Or rather, as it were, I have not heard news from the quarry. And as you, my accountant, surely know, each month I am delivered a report, as the librarian is also aware of the amount of stone sold to the capital city and at what price. However, for the last month, there has been no news and no deliveries made, and I was informed of this through my connection in the capital city. It would seem that production in the Stonehammer quarry has ceased, and I want you to find out why. I will send you, of course, with whatever equipment you will need. Each of you will have a horse if you require, or you can travel on a cart, which I would suppose would be more comfortable, or as I would have wanted with my poor back. I could sleep not on the ground. And if I sincerely hope that nothing bad has happened, but if there is trouble, I trust in you that you can solve this with some success. As you might recall, there is a keep in Stonehammer, which has been abandoned for a long time, and should you need a staging point for further action, I'm sure that keep will serve its purpose. It is perhaps not the most well-built, but my great-great-grandfather put his heart and soul into constructing it. Do you have any questions so far?
Of course, but we'll take them the next time, I think.
Of course. You will have to seek out the head of the quarry, the quarry master, as it were. His name is Ludwig. Ludwig is an old friend of mine, and one that I trust deeply, and I'm worried that he has fallen ill. And, of course, I will give you permission, and if it's not too much of a trouble, there is a monthly delivery to Stonehammer Quarry with food and stuff and other things. So if you could bring that with you, I would appreciate it deeply. Stella adds that what my father doesn't say is that there's been an increase in kobold activities lately in the area. Kobolds, as you know, are tiny reptilian creatures, barbaric and quite annoying, resilient against any attempts to wipe them out. And as far as my knowledge goes, they are not very easy, not very hard to take on in a battle. The big problem with them is that they are many, they breed like rabbits, and they have no respect for personal property. So if there are kobolds there, I would like you to try to at least decrease their numbers for a while, or find some way of dealing with them, because this is ridiculous. We need the profit from this quarry. Otherwise, Father will have to lease out some of his property or something else, and we all know how terrible that would be. You give someone a finger and they will take the whole hand.
Yes.
Stuff and other things. Yeah, food. I was gonna say food stuff and other things, but it was food stuff and other things.
Yes.
Well, he's old.
Yeah, he's old.
And
He
she's
keeps
a
forgetting
and
things.
she's a nerd.
Yeah, she's apparently a very very hardcore, to matter of fact person. This just came out.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
don't do good with words.
my brain is not good.
Words would what?
Very well, I shall have things. I'm sure the quartermaster will have things ready for departure tomorrow morning, and I wish you all the best of luck and Godspeed.
he surely will.
And with only 3 minutes over the deadline,
Oh my
We-
god.
Break.
are done for today. And holy shit, that was 3 hours of non-stop character creation.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. Hope you found this as enjoyable as we did. Didn't write up that many facts, but there will be more information.
There was more things on the other side.
Yeah, that was just a step-by-step character creation thing. If you're interested in watching or learning more about our show, we have a podcast. We have a role-playing podcast like this with Space Marines instead. And we also have a YouTube channel. The easiest way to find our stuff is to go to youtube.com/... Is it /u/Swede Fighters?
What?
youtube.com/Swede_fighters, right?
No, just Swede Fighters.
Oh, Swede Fighters, no underscore.
No.
We also have a website called Swede Rolls, .com, which is where you will find only the podcasts. And I will also create a website for this thing on SwedeRolls.com. So you can read more about the characters. You can read the character sheets. We'll write a log about the adventure. And if you enjoyed this, just please tell your friends. We're just starting out, and I gotta say, we will stream again. I think this was so fun that I would love to stream this again.
I will probably figure out another setup than this because this was.
Yeah.
What did I? How much time did I get before doing this?
Like half
oh
an
yeah,
hour.
I have the webcam with
An
me.
hour.
Yes. And then it's like, oh, fine, I guess. So yeah, but I have an idea.
You're more than welcome to cosplay as your characters. By
How
the way.
am I gonna cosplay a 20-kilo gnome?
Eye
They'll sit
patch,
far in the
golden earrings.
Oh my god! Just a small suit with like arms and sticks and a small shoe.
Like a shirt with a
Yeah,
small
stand on your
body.
No, a tie, that's a body. Like,
Stand on your knees with shoes.
Yeah, exactly. A
Talk
thing
with
that
a
you snap,
squeaky voice.
put on your neck, and
Yeah.
it's just a tiny body.
So, holy shit, this was super fun.
You know. We'll see how this goes.
I'm just shaking my head so that the camera.
It's
No,
like-
it's not fun.
Oh,
Very intensive, right?
A bit.
just.
Character creation as it goes, yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
So, welcome to role playing. You had a monster of a character. You're
Yes.
never gonna have his like again. Enjoy him.
Yeah, because
That's
when he
what
dies,
you think.
yeah, when he dies and you make your next character, it's just gonna go downhill. You
Yeah,
these have a certain amount of good rolls in them.
you are at
That
the
is
peak.
common knowledge, right?
Yeah, you're at the peak of
You
everything.
underestimate my power.
Oh no! Whatever will I do?
I mean, have you seen his rolls?
I have the high ground.
Yeah. Again, thank you for stopping by,
Yeah.
and we're super glad you guys thought it was great. And thank you, the four of you, for coming. This is really fun.
You're welcome.
How would I not be here?
Well, all right.
Also, I didn't get
Don't
to
thank
establish
you
my
then.
connection
No.
with the Lord and...
Oh yeah. What's your relationship with Stella?
Well, everyone
Aren't we...
loves
Oh.
him.
What?
That's it.
You're dating?
What?
What?
Hey y'all, and thank you for listening and or watching the Session 0 of Scourging of Stonehammer. And as you've no doubt noticed, we've done some rescheduling of things, and most importantly, we've moved our role-playing sessions to Thursdays, and Swede Rolls, which is our discussion podcast, to Saturdays. But wait, you might say, isn't today Saturday? And the answer is, sure, maybe, unless it's not. But the reason that our usual Swede Rolls podcast has been replaced temporarily with Dungeons & Dragons is because we're trying to catch up. See, the plan is for there to be a D&D episode and a Death Watch episode on alternating weeks, to space things out. D&D is streamed, unlike Death Watch, and the plan is to release the previous session as an edited episode, cutting out breaks and looking through books and stuff like that, the same day as we're streaming, so that people who missed last episode can catch up. But since we already have a backlog of 2 episodes, this week's Swede Rolls, as well as the next one, will be playing host to our Dungeons & Dragons sessions. And once we've caught up, Swede Rolls will be going back to being a discussion podcast. If you don't want to wait for next week's episode though, you can still find all of our recordings on Twitch. and we're at twitch.tv/SwedeFighters, which is just one word. Finally, I'd really like to thank everyone who tuned in to watch our show this Thursday. It meant a lot to us to hear all these following sounds going off and to see the chat and how you guys were chatting with each other and really enjoying stuff. It really does make it so much more worth it. So thank you very much for that. And huge props especially to Nightside, who's not only a regular, but also has helped us immensely in spreading the message, and is just generally an awesome dude. Thanks a lot, man. We really appreciate your support. Alright, until next time, keep rolling.